2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Woohoo.
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Texas. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Ralph.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
A pleasant good afternoon, friends, and welcome to another edition of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball live this afternoon in Brenham, Texas. It's regional semifinal action right here on the home of the Eagles, SHN Sports. I'm Rob Hipp alongside my good friends Dennis Ullman, Galen Welnicki, Nathan Height, and also tonight David England out. near the Georgetown Eagle dugout, actually over there near the bullpen, as we are set for, again, regional semifinal action against a very tough team of the Santa Fe Indians tonight. Georgetown, the designated away team. Santa Fe will start things here in Game 1. This is a Georgetown Eagle team that is on a roll right now after taking care of business versus Porter just last week. A tough one, though, as Georgetown won the first game 13-1, but that second game a little battle-tested and tough, but they came out victorious in 14 long but amazing innings. Georgetown, of course, 18-5A here in Region 3. Adam Foster, 7 years as the head coach, 151 career wins. We also want to mention Dustin Brinley, Jordan Vieira, and Chad Hennessy. They do such a wonderful job as the assistants and trainer here for Georgetown. In 2018, Georgetown 32-11-1. They were 14-0 district champions for the third year, this time now the fourth year in a row. They made it to the regional semifinals last year, so trying to get through this round and move on to the regional finals before that coveted state tournament. Georgetown 36-2-1. I did want to mention, too, earlier, back in March the 2nd, Georgetown defeated the Santa Fe team 10-1, but Santa Fe admittedly said we didn't throw our ace out there, so Georgetown does have their work cut out for them. Quickly, before I bring you, Dennis and Galen on, Santa Fe 22-5A out of Region 3 also, 22-9-2. Coach Ronnie Wolf, 23 wonderful years as the head coach of the Santa Fe Indians, 485 career wins. Also had a chance to talk to his son Taylor earlier, a wonderful man as well, the assistant coach, Joey Cheatham, Andrew Whittington, and Richard Davis. In 2018, Santa Fe 25-13, 14-2 district champions. They reached the regional quarterfinals, so they've already overcame the obstacle after getting defeated by Kingwood Park last year, who Georgetown lost to in the semifinals last year. The returning starters, Rome Schubert, who will be on the mound tonight, and he had a perfect 14 innings just the other night, or just combined here as he's played this season. But we are set for a good one here tonight, Dennis. Excited about it, excited to bring Eagle action right back home. Of course, this one audio only. We didn't have the video rights, even though we had permission, but we are here doing audio, my friend.
Absolutely, no question. Rob, it's good to be along with you. I think we're just a moment away from our national anthem, so we may be interrupted, but Santa Fe comes in a very solid 22-9-2, as you said. The interesting thing, they're 16-2 in their last 18 games, beginning with district play. One of the things that you will find that's a common opponent between these two teams, they both play the Houston Lamar Texans. They both tied the Houston Lamar Texans. The Houston Lamar Texans are both still in the playoffs. So, Rob, without question, both of these two teams belong right here in this semifinal contest in Region 3, 5A.
We're here at beautiful Leroy Dreyer Field on the campus of Blinn Junior College. Wonderful staff here who has been taking care of us, and we sincerely appreciate them. I wanted to backtrack because I was a little confused talking about the Georgetown 14 innings. I made a mistake talking about Schubert. I said 14 innings. I was just misspoke there. Schubert actually 10-1 this season with a .84 ERA. He's going to pitch tonight. Can't wait to get back on the field. Of course, our thoughts and prayers have been with the Santa Fe community after the tragedy a year ago, but they are playing baseball, doing a great job. We love Santa Fe. We love the kids and the community just as much as our Georgetown Eagles. So, again, great to be here tonight around such wonderful folks. And, Dennis, I had a chance to talk to many of these Santa Fe fans. They are happy to be here, and I got to tell you, man, I really love being around this community, not just Georgetown, but with Santa Fe as well. And so excited about that. Galen, looking forward to this one, though, my friend.
We sure are, and it's, this first game here tonight is a key game in this series. The team will have a real advantage. If they win, the winning team here tonight will have a real advantage going into tomorrow.
Well, Dennis had talked about this before we got on the air here, but a very young Santa Fe team, a lot of juniors and sophomores playing, whereas Georgetown, the veteran tried and true seniors, but we have got a young team here with Santa Fe, Dennis.
They are very young. In fact, if you'll as you look across their lineup, they only field two seniors tonight. Starting a junior on the hill, we'll probably see a junior even tomorrow night as their starting pitching goes. So a very young team, but a very talented team. They're a team that knows they belong. They're on the same destiny that we're on. They're coming out of the Houston area. Of course, we're out of the Central Texas area. Somebody's coming out of this thing with a victory tonight and tomorrow. Maybe both games is what we need. If we get that, we could very well be seeing a very tough team next week. So this one right here is your focus. Tonight's game is Georgetown's focus in this ball game.
Well, again, Georgetown in their blue jerseys and gray pants tonight. The letters and numbers outlined in white. And we're actually going to take a break here, step aside for our country's national anthem as we honor this beautiful nation. Stay with us, friends. Eagle baseball playoff coverage continues in a few moments. Well, just a beautiful playing of our country's national anthem as we always honor the United States here on SHN Sports. Dennis, always beautiful. One of my favorite parts of any baseball game is hearing that beautiful national anthem.
Rob, you can't start a high school baseball game or any event, in my opinion, in the United States of America unless you play our national anthem, because as you say and I say all the time at home, it honors this great country of ours. So looking forward, Rob, to just a fantastic ball game. When you get to this part of the playoffs, you are definitely seeing quality across the board. 9 kids and 9 kids. Quality is what you're going to see. I'm anxious to see this right-hander, this junior throw tonight. Heard a little bit about him, but don't know a lot about him, but we've heard a little about him. Been very effective throughout the playoffs for the Indians. And interestingly enough, we're throwing our senior right-hander, Christian Murphy, who hasn't had a lot of work in the playoffs. So an interesting dynamic from Coach Foster and Dusty Brindley, our pitching coach. But we'll certainly see how that plays out here very early in the ballgame.
We'll send it down. David England again down over there in the Georgetown bullpen. He's got some information on this beautiful Leroy Dreyer facility here, the field, and also the weather. David, right over to you, my friend.
Rob Galen, see if I can paint the picture for the weather this evening. Home plate is the wind is blowing about 13 miles an hour from home plate out to outfield. The flags are flying. They're facing Georgetown right now. We've got some passing clouds overhead. It's mostly cloudy tonight. It's about 85 degrees. Feels like 95 degrees because of a humidity of 72 and a dew point of 75. But the wind is southeast at 13 miles an hour. And occasional showers passing overhead, but that's not gonna be a problem, as they won't last very long.
Well, David, we will start things a little bit early here. First pitch scheduled for 7 p.m. We're at 6:58, and Georgetown will lead things off as Jeffrey David getting a standing ovation from the Georgetown family here today, as Jeffrey had to battle his way kind of back through this week, suffering from a little medical condition, but able to come back, and good to see him out here starting and leading off for Georgetown. The first pitch on the way. David will hit this one over to right center, and making the grab easily. One pitch, one out is Thompson over at center. To set it up here on the defensive side of things for Santa Fe, Schubert on the mound. Again, he's 10-1 this season. He's their ace, doing a fantastic job for this Santa Fe Indians team. Beasley the catcher, Stevens over at first, Adams at second, Pfaff at third, Garza the shortstop, and then from left to right, it's Montemayor, Thompson, and McDonald. Batting second for Georgetown, the catcher, number 13, the senior, Wyatt Childress, the right-handed batter. The right-handed pitch from Schubert on the way. This one to the inside, and the count at 1-0 as we're one away here to start things in the top of this first inning, Dennis.
Rob, Jeffrey a little anxious there. As you say, battling a few things today, getting into the ballpark, swinging first pitch. You'd oftentimes like to see wait a pitch or two. The ground ball there, you'll call it.
Second one, a hard grounder over to Adams at second. Adams able to pick it up easily, throws over to Stevens for the second up, and we're 2 up, 2 down here to start things. It'll bring up third in the order, the shortstop, number 5 for Georgetown, Cole Posey. Cole this season in his 40th game, having a fantastic season for the Georgetown Eagles. A right-handed batter for Georgetown, as Cole has scored 50 runs this season. Those 50 runs coming on 41 hits. The first pitch to him is a ball, though. And the count here at 1-0 for Georgetown's Copo. Schubert, right-handed delivery. Fastball here, trying to check it down to the first base umpire, and he says it's a ball. The count 2-0. Cole Posey ahead early. Now, Dennis, the bats have got to start flying here for Georgetown. That third pitch on the way is going to go across for a strike, 2-1. We talked earlier about this facility here. With the wind pushing out, this is actually a hitter's park, and once that ball gets up, there's a lot of wind up there, and if we can get a good hit, we may see some balls flying out of here tonight. Next pitch on the way. This one hit, and making the leaping grab, my goodness, was Adams over at second as he dove through the air. And Posey lined it to him, but he had to dive and make that grab. 3 up, 3 down. Good start for the Indians of Santa Fe.
Eagles not particularly full, though, Rob, in that first inning. All 3 of our young men at the plate put the bat on the ball. Ball well hit off of Posey and Jeffrey David, but the Eagles do come up empty. Before we go to a break, if I could right quick, to follow up on what you were just saying is the perfect time. People know our ballpark is 323 down the lines. It's 325 down the line here. At Dreyer Field. It's 355 to left and right center, where it's 375 at our park. So a much smaller park, 385 to roughly center. They tell me just under 400, an 8-foot fence. You're right, balls have an awfully good chance of flying out of here tonight, the way the wind is blowing and it being, as we used to call it, a little banjo ballpark.
Well, here at, again, Blinn College at the Dyer Field, beautiful facility. As the sun beginning to set, we had a little bit of rain showers that were gracing this area. In fact, Nathan and I got here very early this afternoon. A special shout out to the Blinn staff for letting us in. We got set up and realized, man, if it comes another little rainstorm, it's going to blow on our equipment again. So we had to move. We're actually right behind right in front of the press box, just in front of our good friend Charles with the Santa Fe radio. Had a chance to get to know him. Appreciate him as well. Santa Fe has got a wonderful community all around helping out. But again, tonight, a beautiful ballpark. Clouds starting to make their way back in here, but we shouldn't see any more precipitation. David talked a little bit earlier about the weather. And if you look up here, the lights. We've got lights staggered around the ballpark here. One of them is out, though, over at left. That won't be a problem. There's enough to make up for it.
No, not at all.
And we talk about where we're at here in the regional semifinals, Dennis. 16 teams remaining. Of course, Georgetown here battling Santa Fe today, but you've still got contests going on with Amarillo and Colleyville, Lubbock, Monterey, Lake Dallas, Frisco, Corsicana. Those games have already been played. Corsicana up 1-0 on that series. Wiley East, Midlothian, Magnolia West, who is 1 game ahead of Nederland now, and then Kerrville, Tivy, Charlotte, Bernie Champion, and Cherryland Pioneer. So a lot of action still remaining.
And so folks will understand, too, as this team moves along with all the hopes of getting to the region, to the state semifinals, Region 1 is who we'll see if you're ever paying attention to that. Region 1 in place 3, 2 plays 4 in state semis.
On the mound, getting the start tonight for the Georgetown Eagles, it is number 8, Christian Murphy, the right-handed pitch on the way to the leadoff, Albert Garza, a lefty. And the left-handed batter, the ball out of his reach. The early count here, 1-0, as we start things in the bottom of the first inning.
Rob, like to see Christian get settled in here early because he hasn't been on the mound in a good while. That's a good strike right there in the outside corner.
Next pitch, got him on that corner for the strike. The count at 1-1, even for Georgetown's Christian Murphy. We've talked about it's a little bit of change up here for Georgetown as we'll get through this pitch first, though. Murphy on a 1-1 count as he will deliver this one high into the outside to bring the count to 2-1 here. For Georgetown, Grant Wood will move over to first base tonight. Whittington at second. Landon Broad is the center fielder, and Childress will be the catcher. 2-1 on the way. Little 2 outside again. 3-1. Garza has his options here. So again, Murphy on the mound. Childress behind catching. Wood at first. Whittington at second. David over at third. Posey the short, and then from left to right, it's Tilson, Broad, and Thompson.
And Noah Thompson is about as shallow in right field as I can remember anyone playing for Georgetown this year.
3-1. This time got him across for a strike to bring it to a full count.
Working well on that outside corner if Christian can stay out there.
(3-2) payoff pitch. This one chopped and it's foul off the first base line. The count remains payoff at 3-2.
For the most part, Rob, I think that our coaching staff will probably keep a real close eye on Christian as he hasn't thrown here over the last couple of weeks. Almost not expecting him to go deep in this ball game as the Eagles relief corps has been pretty standout.
The next 3-2 on the way. This one hit foul off the third base line this time. Well, Christian Murphy here for Georgetown. He has pitched 38 1/3 innings in this 2019 campaign. 9 games played. He started 8 of those. 7-0 for Georgetown. He has 1 save. Murphy has allowed 13 runs on 27 hits. The next delivery on the way. This one gliding over to center and making the grab as broad as he had to run forward about 10 feet. Pretty routine play. It took a lot of pitches, though, 6 or 7 pitches to get there, but it is the first out, 1 away for Georgetown here in the bottom of the first.
Landon shaded well left to the bag with the left-hander. Had to go quite a ways to make that catch, but really made it with ease. So a nice play by Landon Broad.
Just a little over a 2 even ERA for Georgetown's pitcher, Christian Murphy. The Santa Fe Indians in their white jerseys and white pants. The right delivery to the second batter, Nicholas McDonald, the junior. He'll hit this one foul off the first base line. The count at 0-1. Again, for Santa Fe, they've got green helmets on, white jerseys, white pants. The numbers in yellow outlined in hunter green. The socks in green, and also some yellow stripes on there. The 1-1. I beg your pardon, the 0-1 now turns into a 1-1 on a ball. Even count here for Nicholas McDonald.
Could we give Coach Wolf a hand for giving us numbers we can see on the back of the other jerseys?
Even 1-1. This one will chop over to Posey at short. Makes the grab with the left. The right-handed dip over to Wood for the second out. Cole Posey does it like no one else here in Central Texas. A great job out there at shortstop. The Boise State commit for the second out to Wood.
The standard 6'3" Cole Posey put out.
We've seen that all season, has done an awesome job here. Georgetown 2 away, trying to emulate just what Santa Fe did to start this thing in the top of the first. Third baseman, number 27, Grant Pfaff, now at bat, the junior. And the first pitch to Pfaff to the outside, a ball, 1-0 on 2 outs. Again, have some folks here commenting saying, where's the video? We'll talk. We don't have the rights. Dead ball here is this one fouled into the batter's box. The count even at 1-1. And so, unfortunately, that's just the way it goes, but we will continue to bring you coverage where we can. We're here, Dennis and Galen, as you know, to support these kids and to help try to bring this game into the living rooms and the airwaves of those who can't be here tonight.
Absolutely, and we're so glad to have you along the airwaves with us as we try to bring you this ball game.
The 1-1 pitch to the outside brings it ahead. 2 balls, 1 strike on 2 outs as Murphy continues his pitching to third in the order, the third baseman, Grant Pfaff.
Outfield straightaway. In right, center, and left.
The 2-1. This one will chop foul off the first base line. The count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Noah shaded more to right center, giving a lot of room down the line for a left-hander on a young man who just pulled the ball down the line.
The 2-2 pitch on the way off the right hand. This one goes right into the glove of Wood as it rolls in. The unassisted tag for the third out. 3 up, 3 down. Georgetown says, you can do it, Santa Fe. We can do it as well. We're through 1 here in beautiful Brenham, Texas. No score as we will climb to the top of the second here in a minute. David, a beautiful night here. You were just sending me a text moments ago, but a beautiful night here in Brenham, Texas, David England.
Yeah, Rob, you know that the cool thing about it is this stadium is Eagle Blue. So it was a nice place to play for us. And also those clouds passing by tonight are really helping the Georgetown dugout, which faces due west. And it's really cooled things off. Pregame, it was super hot in that dugout. So that's a much-needed relief for our Eagles.
Appreciate you, David. And also, if you don't mind, does Emily have a camera down there also, not just a video camera? Does she have a camera too, David?
No, sir.
She doesn't. If you have your smartphone, if you don't mind, if you can get a couple of pictures. I forgot to mention this. The Williamson County Sun nicely asked us if we could send a couple of photos tonight. So absolutely. I will make sure you get the credit for that, David, if you could through this game. Just a couple of pictures would be great. You do such wonderful work, buddy. Good to have you. Well, friends, Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections. For all of your home inspection needs in Central Texas, nobody does it better than Christopher Courtney. Courtney Home Inspections online at CourtneyHomeInspection.com. We also want to thank the generous generous support of Joshua Harris with the Oak Ridge Disciple House, a faith-based Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, visit the Oak Ridge Disciple House online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Galen, we're about to get rolling here in the top of the second, my friend.
Yeah, it's time to get something going.
Leading off, fourth in the order and cleaning up the left fielder, number 10, Ty Tilson. And, boy, thanks to Ty Tilson and Georgetown last week, Ty with that walk-off RBI to take it to the semifinals, Dennis.
Yeah, that single sent us to this spot right here. So the hero from last week, without question, Ty Tilson at the bottom of the ball game. But throughout that ball game, Eagles stood tall over and over and over again to keep that game at a 4-3 or 3-3 tie to win it 4-3 in the 14th.
First pitch to him was out of his reach. They counted 1-0. Next delivery off the right hand. Had to inchworm his way on that one as it was too close to the inside. 2 balls, no strikes for the junior Ty Tilson. Again, Schubert, who's 10-1 this season for Santa Fe on the mound, the right-handed pitcher. He stands with that right foot, from his perspective, just on the center of that pitcher's rubber. This one hit foul off the first base side. The count of 2 balls and 1 strike.
Rob, interesting first time we've been back on a grass field, dirt infield in quite a while, as we've been playing on turf there at Bomber Stadium. So the ball bounced a little differently to kids tonight. So always keeping an eye on that as we play on this ballpark.
2-1, power flickering on the scoreboard. It comes back on, and a swing and a miss here to Georgetown's Ty Tilson to even the count at 2-2.
We do get back to Bomber Stadium tomorrow, but tonight playing on a beautiful complex here on the campus of Blinn Junior College in Brenham, Texas.
2 balls, 2 strikes. We are here in the top of the second inning. No score. Georgetown at bat as the visiting team tonight. The 2-2 delivery. This one will chop over to third. It's faff, and it actually goes foul before it gets there. And the battle will start for Ty Tilson. We were talking earlier on the way here. You guys went to K-Bob's.
We did go to K-Bob's.
Nathan and I stopped over at Southside. So
all right.
We may have to switch it up tomorrow and go to K-Bob's.
Galen and I got in the car, and the first thing we both looked at each other and said, K-Bob's work for you? K-Bob's work for us. My truck just went there with the GPS. It didn't even make a turn left or right. It just went right to it.
You just took your hands off the wheel.
I
off
just
the
said,
pedal.
Galen, it knows the way.
2-2 the count. The pitch on the way. This one will foul to the net behind us. No harm, no foul, but it is a foul as it goes into the back of the net. 2-2, the count remains. Well, a nice turnout here on both sides. As I stated earlier, we're sitting just in front of the visiting radio here in the press box. Now, this facility is almost at capacity. A lot of folks for Georgetown to our right. Santa Fe wearing their green shirts to the left. It is a sea of green and a sea of blue. Swing and a miss, and the first strikeout swinging will go to Ty Tilson off the off-speed pitch from Schubert. Good pitch there by Schubert.
Schubert has a good fastball, but tied Ty up on the curveball right there. And he's got a good curveball. Hard to pick it up, hard to read it, breaks late. Ty Tilson goes down swinging, but good curveball from this junior right-hander for the Indians.
It'll bring up for Georgetown, 5th in the order, the designated hitter, number 6, Wesley Dixon. The first pitch, he'll look at it for a strike, 0-1.
And Wesley having a great playoff series with big RBIs in both games last week to get the Eagles on the board early.
The 0-1 on a breaking ball, and this is the first hit. It will go to Georgetown over to right center field. Wesley Dixon with the single.
Wesley kind of wearing that tag of designated hitter. There's why, folks. He has been swinging one excellent bat throughout this playoff series.
Well, Wesley Dixon picking up his 32nd hit. He has scored 21 runs this season. And trying to advance him into scoring position will be the right fielder, number 17, the senior Noah Thompson, the left-handed batter for Georgetown. One away here in the top of the second. Pitch on the way, and it gets away from the catcher, and Georgetown runner will advance over to second. Is that a catcher's indifference on that one?
No, that's just what was earlier. Yeah, that's a pass.
Pass ball. Sorry, I meant that, yeah.
That's a pass ball charge to
charge of the catcher there.
To the catcher, and
Beasley.
that's Beasley. That's right.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. The indifference is whenever he's holding it and the runner goes off, and that didn't happen there. Sorry about that.
No, that didn't have anything to do. Yeah.
0-1 pitch on the way in scoring position now is Wesley Dixon, as Thompson on a 0-1 count will hit this one foul off the third base side. The count at 0-2.
Tonight we'll keep our eye on Noah Thompson for you with his short porch here at this ball field. His power he can take it out of here in a heartbeat.
Noah Thompson looking for his 24th hit this season and swinging around here, and that is a putout as a strikeout also, but a putout from Beasley over to Stevens for the second out. It got away from Beasley, the catcher, but he was able to get back down there, pick it, and then the putout over to Stevens at first.
Rob, that a design pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Beasley. Beasley checked his runner and went for the 2-3 putout, still a strikeout credited for Schubert.
That will keep Dixon over at second. Seventh in the order, the first baseman, number 9, Grant Wood, right-handed hitter for Georgetown. The pitch on the way, got him in the zone for a strike, 0-1.
Outfield was fairly deep in left field, but coaching staff for the Indians have moved him in quite a bit. So again, very shallow in the outfield, which tells me they've got good speed.
The 0-1 pitch, too far to the outside on the curveball to even the count at 1-1. Georgetown's Grant Wood in his 72nd at-bat of the season in his 28th game. 24 hits for Grant Wood. He scored 15 runs on those hits. 1-1 even count, Dennis.
Rob Beasley set up on the outside corner, and that ball just missed the corner.
The pitch on the way. This one a fastball, but too close to the inside. It puts Wood ahead at 2-1.
Almost seemed to me a little bit like Beasley was surprised at the fastball. Had to react quick. Had really to react quickly to keep in front of him.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the second. The pitch on the way. This one hard foul off the third base. That one goes well outside of the Santa Fe dugout and near their bullpen. The count at 2-2 even for the senior Grant Wood.
Grant way out in front of that off-speed pitch.
Well, again, in scoring position is Wesley Dixon. He's got a good 8 to 10 foot lead off. The pitch on the way. This one gets away from the catcher again, and this will advance Dixon over to third. And a wild pitch on that one.
Yeah, that ball's in the dirt. It hit. He's got a lot of spin. Schubert's got a lot of spin on his ball, and that ball hit and spun right up on Beasley. Beasley having a little bit of trouble, to be quite honest with you, with Schubert.
3-2 the count. The payoff pitch to Grant Wood, and he'll chop this one over to short. Will he get there in time to first? No, he will not. The runner's score will not count, and Grant Wood is out on a nice play from Garza over to Stevens from short to first for the third and final out. And unfortunately for Georgetown, that'll leave 1 on. No runs in this inning for the Eagles. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 1.5. David England got some information for us. Go ahead, David.
You know, Rob, you were talking about that grandstand, and it is a covered grandstand, features seating for 665. And this facility, they had a athletic field expert, Floyd Perry, come out in 2000, and he rated this facility as among the top 1% of all college baseball. When I look out on this field right now, it just looks like, it looks like a golf course, Rob and Dennis.
Yeah, hard to imagine this is only a junior college. But, Dennis, a good one so far. We're through 1.5. And Santa Fe going to try to bring some heat here in the bottom of the second, my friend.
Well, I tell you what, it's basically only a 2-year college. Used to be called a junior college, now Blinn College. And you have run some ball players through this park right here. If you'll look up and down through college and into the pros, you've run not only in football, but you've run some baseball players through this. Right down through this ballpark right here.
Obviously the most well-known football player, Cam Newton, who came over here for some time and played football and then went over, of course, and took care of business in Auburn and then has done outstanding with Carolina. So,
and Rob, Dennis,
kind of cool to think that.
Go ahead, Dave.
Jake Hubenek from Georgetown came down here and broke all of Cam Newton's records at Blinn College. I just have to throw that in there.
No, you're absolutely right.
Fourth in the order, the pitcher will swing and miss. It's Rome Schubert. A good pitch by Murphy. The count 0-1. A nice off-speed there, and he got Schubert to bite on it, Dennis. The 0-1 pitch on the way off the right hand. The breaking ball falls in for a strike, 0-2.
I tell you, the first inning was an excellent inning for Christian. He got out, got his 16 pitches, his number in the first inning, and he's come back out very sharp.
0-2 delivery. This one a little too far outside to bring it to the first ball on the third pitch. 1-2 the count here in the bottom of the second. No score. Leading off is the pitcher, Schubert. Next delivery, Schubert will swing on this one over to right. Thompson tracking it down, and Thompson has the grab over in the green grass of right field for the first out. 4 in a row for Murphy, retired now, going back to the first.
Schubert kind of fisted that ball off the bat, so didn't have anything behind it, but he got it elevated, which on a night like tonight, that the wind can play a factor, but Noah did a great job on the catch.
5th in the order, the left fielder, number 3, Montemayor. He'll hit this one foul off the third base line and over the fence. The early count, 0-1 on the senior, Bryce Montemayor.
Only one of 2 seniors that they have in their starting lineup tonight. Mostly junior laden.
The next one, a little infield grounder, will roll over to Whittington at second. He'll throw to Wood at first, and a quick pitch and a quick out. As Whittington at second, over to Wood at first for a pretty routine little 4-3 put out.
Absolutely, Rob. One of the things that you will see as you get into region semis, region finals, and all the way up is the pitching becomes that much better. People always get a little agitated, if you will, because we're not hitting, we're not putting runs on the board. Right now, they're facing some very solid pitching.
6th in the order, the designated hitter, number 10, the junior Cameron Bennett. First pitch on the way. Swing on this one, dead ball as it bounces off of him. 0-1 count.
Chop foul at the plate. Yep. I'm glad to see Christian being able to settle in here. Good defense behind him right now. He's settling in very nicely.
2 away here in the bottom of the second. Nobody on. This one hit over to Whittington at second. Makes the grab, makes the dart over to Wood for the third out. 6 in a row for Georgetown's Christian Murphy. And the Georgetown fans happy with the play of their Eagles here through 2 innings. As the top of the third looms, we are runless here in Brenham, Texas. Wanted to thank some more of our wonderful sponsors, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Ty Gibson and Blake Nicholson, for all of your printing and signage needs. Minuteman Press, your one-stop print shop online at mmptx.com. Also want to thank Ricky Poe with Georgetown Jewelry for all of your jewelry needs. Ricky Poe, located in downtown Georgetown. Ricky Poe, located in Williamsburg Village Shopping Center. Make sure to go over there and see Ricky. A lot of businesses are downtown, but Georgetown Jewelry is out over off Williams Drive. Sorry about that, Ricky. We love you. We appreciate all that you do. GeorgetownJewelry.com. Also, our good friend, Specialty Restoration of Texas, helping folks recover from flood and fire damage. Specialty Restoration has all of your remodeling needs and more. Visit them online at SpecialtyRestorationOfTexas.com. Hey, also want to thank a new sponsor coming on tonight. My father-in-law, Jeff Brennan from Brennan Remodeling. If you need remodeling, Jeff Brennan can take great care of you. He just helped us with our SHN Sports broadcast studio. Just send us a message on SHN for more information. Jeff Brennan Remodeling. Thank you for your generous support, Mr. Jeff Brennan. Leading off to start things here for Georgetown in the top of this third inning. We'll go to 8th in the order, the second baseman, number 11, Zach Whittington. And the first pitch got him for a strike off that right arm of Schubert. 0-1 early count, Dennis.
I know that Assistant Coach Dusty Brimley couldn't be prouder of Christian Murphy right now for those first 2 innings. A great call tonight. Ooh.
Swing and a miss here, 0-2.
Great call to choose to start Christian tonight. I don't think the Indians were expecting that. I wasn't expecting that, but glad to see Christian on the mound settled in. 24 pitches through those first 2 innings.
0-2 pitch on the way. Foul tip into the, beg your pardon, just a
foul ball.
Foul ball as that one goes behind us. Into the concrete below us, actually. The count remains 0-2. Zach Whittington here in his 27th game, 51st plate appearance. He has 14 runs on 10 hits. The next one too low there, called a ball. The count 1-2. He's on base at 406, hitting 200, 1-2 count here for Whittington.
Rob Schubert's missed twice with that off-speed pitch just off the plate. Beasley set up again on the outside corner for the fastball, didn't get it.
Next delivery too high to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, here in the top of the third, Georgetown leading off with 8th in the order. The second baseman, Zach Whitten, finds himself in a 2-2. Nobody on. No score. Right-handed delivery. This one, top foul off the third base line. The battle starts on a 2-2 count.
A pitch that rode in on Zach, but too close to take. For the most part, Rob, the Indians have worked the Eagles away. First pitch on the inside of the plate on the inside corner, but Zach fought it off.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Whittington trying to get a lead off. This one gets away from the catcher. Whittington going to try to beat it out, and he can't get there in time. Another 2-3 put out. Second one we've seen on a strike swinging, and a 1-3, put out.
One of the things that Schubert has, and that potentially, that off-speed pitch is very difficult for Beasley to handle. So you're going to see a lot of that tonight, which is going to help the Eagles on the base pass if we can just get some base runners.
Bring up ninth in the order, the center fielder, number 1, Landon Broad, the junior, left-handed batter for Georgetown. That first pitch on the way to Broad as he showed bunt, pulled back, but it gets him across the zone for a strike, 0-1 count. Interesting to talk about Broad here as he stands very close to that line in the left-handed batter's box. The 0-1 pitch, swing and missed, 0-2.
Just a little bit late on the fastball. Don't know the velocity that Schubert has, Rob, but he has got a live fastball, so probably upper 80s.
The 0-2 pitch off the right hand, swung around and missed for the second out. That's back-to-back strikeouts now for Schubert. And we're 2 away here in the top of this third inning. That's 4 strikeouts now for Schubert on the mound going through 3 innings.
Going back to last week's ball game in the 4-3 ball game, Eagles having trouble right now putting base runners on, and they're going to have to do that against this Santa Fe Indian bunch. They're going to have to get some base runners.
They'll go back to the top of the order. The third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David, who's 0 for 1. He'll take the first pitch as a strike. The right-handed batter, Jeffrey David, again 0 for 1 as he popped one over to center for the first out to lead things off in the first. 0-1 count.
Jeffrey swinging first pitch back in the first inning, took a pitch there.
Next delivery too far to the outside, even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on 2 outs. Been a pretty fast-paced game here as we started right around 7 o'clock, 30 minutes into it. We're here in the top of the third as David pulled back on his swing for the ball. Good eye there by David as that one's too far away from him, 2-1 count.
Indians appealed to first, but clearly he didn't go around at all, so 2 balls, 1 strike.
2 away, the pitch on the way. David hits this one. That's a base hit over to left field. Georgetown's Jeffrey David with a 2-out single.
Pitch that was middle in, and you're not going to fool Jeffrey David on a pitch that's middle in, and laced it past a diving.
Dennis, Rob, from what I've seen this season, Georgetown sometimes does some of their best work with 2 outs.
That's a good point. We've seen a lot of that here this season, and Georgetown will try to continue here with 2 outs. Second in the order, the catcher tonight, number 13, Wyatt Childress. Of course, Wyatt normally plays over at center field. A little bit of a shift here is Jackson Seosin not over at first. Of course, our prayers with the Seosin family, and Jackson is a great young man, and hope he is home listening and recovering well. This one will hit on top of the roof in front of us, or near us, and it counted 0-1 on Wyatt Childress.
Hit and run was owned for your Eagles as Jeffrey David was on the move. Adam Foster, head coach of your Eagles, trying to get something going, get some movement, get something with that traffic on the base pass.
Well, Georgetown's had 2 hits tonight. The pick attempt to Schubert will throw to Stevens over at first. Diving back in plenty of time is Jeffrey David. David with the hit moments ago, and then the other hit came in the second after 1 out. It was Wesley Dixon on a 1-out single. The count at 0-1, 2 away here in the top of the third. David will take off over to third. That's an error by the pitcher, and David will round second over to third. The stolen base to second, the error to third. So David will reach as Schubert misjudged his throw over to second.
I believe the umpire over here by first base is calling balk, possibly. If
you're where David said, first base umpire called a balk. He never did disconnect from the rubber, although I didn't see the balk as it happened, but because of that, the play's dead. That only leaves Jeffrey at second, no error on the play.
No error, no stolen base. As the balk would have advanced him, of course.
Yes, that was a balk.
1-1 count on Wyatt Childress. Thank you for that, David. You've got the perspective down there where you're at, but I'm with Dennis. I didn't see the balk, but that's the way it goes.
Same thing we had last week in the first ball game when a balk was called on a foul ball down the line that we never saw. So with 4 umpires, it's hard to pick that up.
1-1, foul hit off the first base side. The count at 1-2 for Georgetown's Wyatt Childress.
Unfortunately, our eyes generally follow the base runner, and a first base umpire behind us calling something that would be out of our eyesight. So thank you very much, David, for picking that up.
Yes, sir. He was hollering balk, 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 running across the field with his hands in the air.
I want to make sure we know why Jeffrey went back to second.
1-2, Georgetown at second is David.
time.
A little bit of time is called here as Childress will step out of the right-handed batter's box. Again, no score here in the top of the third inning. Georgetown has left one on. Childress trying to get a score. A hit here would surely score depending on where he places it for Georgetown. This one over to right. And McDonald trying to track it down, and in front of the light at right, McDonald has it all right for the third out.
You know, an interesting thing, Rob and Dennis, Jeffrey, when he was taking that, going off to second base, he took off running before the pitcher even flinched and moved.
And that
was interesting.
And that's not totally uncommon for Jeffrey. He tries to get that quick jump and actually drew the balk. That's why he drew the balk with that kind of base running. But I've often thought, David, when Jeffrey's on first base, his only idea is to go the next 90 feet. That's all he's about. I'm going the next 90 feet. You might even ask him, if you're the first baseman, where are you going? I'm going the next 90 feet.
In the top of the third inning, no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. We are through 2.5. Wanted to make sure that we thank some more of our wonderful sponsors, the Central Texas Business Association. We also want to thank Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare. For all of your health needs, Joel and Jackie Holcomb can take excellent care of you. Visit our SHNSports.com page for this game and click on their link for more information. We also want to thank Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, for coming back in and supporting us here for this broadcast as well. Realty1GroupProsper.com. Thank you, Tiffany, for your generous support. We also want to thank Ida Edwards at IdaEdwards.com, a realtor also. Appreciate all of you that you do, Ida. Thank you for your support. A new sponsor coming on here for this game as well, Bob Holt, the author of a good book called Cowboy. My mom read it. Actually, Bob sent me a copy of it. Appreciate you, Bob. Thank you for your sponsorship. You can find that book at the new Lark and Owl bookstore that is open on Georgetown Square. And we also want to thank A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair in Georgetown. A lot of information about what they do can be found at A1PhoneRepairs.com. Thank you to Mandy Murphy. Phone and tablet repair, screen and internal hardware repair. You know, Dennis, when I owned Click Computers, we sent a lot of work to A1. They do great work.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank all of our sponsors.
All right, Rob, 7, 8, and 9 for the Indians. Christian back out 24 pitches through the first 2 innings. Very economical work for Christian Murphy.
It is the center fielder in that 7th spot, number 7, the senior Landon Thompson. The first pitch high and away from him for a ball. 1-0 early count on Landon Thompson. Murphy, left leg up, right hand delivery. This one will be the first hit. Right out of the reach of Cole Posey over at short as that one went into the infield, rolled to the outfield. It wouldn't have been grabbable by Posey. Good effort out there, but that is a no-out single to lead off here for Landon Thompson, so a leadoff single.
Ground single just left to the bag. Posey made a nice effort diving for it, but Cole couldn't come up with that at all. So first base runner, and the first time that Christian's pitched from the stretch tonight.
8. Order we are the second baseman, and number 15, Gregory Adams, the junior, as Murphy will throw to Wood on the pick attempt. Base runner is safe. So again, Thompson out there at first. No score. We are here in the bottom of the third.
Looking to see Rob the sacrifice bunt in order.
He is placing it with that red bat. Great job by Childress trying to throw back over to first. That is what Childress is known for. The runner is safe, but that pitch went right into Childress's glove. A good leadoff by Thompson, and Childress immediately threw that dart over to Wood. Just getting back in time was Thompson over there at first.
And actually just getting back in time was Grant Wood, who had creeped in on the bunt.
1 ball, no strikes. Another pick attempt, runner safe. Again, Wood out there at first, playing for Jackson Seosin.
Eagle solid in the infield, Rob, with Wood, Whittington, Posey, and David. They're very solid infield.
1 ball, no strikes. Pitch on the way. The bunt is placed, but it goes foul off the first base line to even the count at 1-1.
Feel confident that Adams tried the bunt ball too, but fouled it off for a 1-1 count.
Again, we're live from Brenham, Texas at the Leroy Dreyer Field here at Blinn Junior College. You're listening to the 5A Regional Semifinal, the final 16 teams in the Lone Star State in 5A battling for that coveted spot at the Dell Diamond in the state playoffs. 1-1 the count, another pick attempt, runner safe. Murphy taking some time here as he checks down. Bows his head twice, the right-handed delivery, and got him a nice pitch as it dropped in the zone for a strike 1-2.
Adams gave completely up on the pitch, and the nice breaking pitch from Christian drops right in the strike zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner on first is Thompson after his leadoff single moments ago. Gregory Adams, number 15, the second baseman, the junior, trying to advance his runner. Another breaking ball here, but they say it was too high to the inside, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pitch definitely broke late, stayed upstairs. Correct call by our plate umpire. Not a lot of action, but we've had a very alert balk call by our first base umpire. Plate umpire doing a good job as I see it so far.
2-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, got him. And another play by Childress trying to throw over to Wood, and the runner getting back just in time, but we are 1 away here. Gregory Adams struck out swinging for the first out.
Huge out for Georgetown is Adams unable to get the bunt down, trying to move Thompson to second and into scoring position, and came up empty on that. So great job by Murphy.
It'll bring up the first baseman, number 34, Dalton Stevens, the junior. And Dalton will hit this one over to right center. Runner over at third. He may be able to come home, and he will. On his way, the RBI double. Diving in time, and Santa Fe takes the lead. Beautiful hit over there to left center by Dalton Stevens, the junior. Thompson will come around and score. And the double RBI as Stevens dove over to second. The ball clearly, though, heading to home, and plenty of time was Thompson. And Santa Fe takes the early 1-0 lead.
A pitch, Rob, that was up in the zone. Dalton Stevens, a very big first baseman, although batting ninth, just hit a bullet into right center field out to the 385 sign.
Got it right where it needed to go. That'll take us back to the top of the order. The shortstop, number 1, Albert Garza, the sophomore. The only sophomore on this lineup card today. Got to keep an eye out there as Dalton Stevens over at second. We're only 1 out here. Santa Fe got the run, leading 1-0, trying to build some insurance early in this game. Right-handed delivery to the left-handed batter, too high. 1-0 count to Garza.
Rob Garza, the leadoff batter, took Christian to 3-2 and fouled off a number of pitches in that first inning, so he's had a good look at Murphy.
Murphy takes a deep breath, checks over his right shoulder. The right-handed pitch on the way, too close to the inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Dennis wanted to point out, kind of unfamiliar territory for Georgetown. They don't find themselves trailing in a lot of games. That happened versus Porter in the game 2 that they came back and won 4-3, but they've got to watch it here. This is a very tough Santa Fe Indian squad.
There's no question about that at all.
2 pitch, too high upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes.
We'll have a timeout and a good visit from Dusty Brindley, which is the perfect time for the visit, just to settle Christian down just a little bit. You come out and you throw 2 strong innings, and then you give up a run, gets you a little bit rattled. He just needs to settle down just a little bit.
Yeah, I was just about to say we're going to see Brindley come out there in just a minute, and there he is. And Galen, for Georgetown, a situation that they've got to be careful of, Galen.
It sure is, and I think we're going to have some action in the bullpen right now.
Very quickly we have action in the bullpen.
Who is that over there, David?
We have Braxton Pearson is beginning to warm up.
So Braxton Pearson getting the warm-up in there in that bullpen as David is right in front of that bullpen. He's actually right in it.
Yes, sir.
The junior right-hander, Braxton Pearson, warming up in the pen right now.
3-0 count, 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Santa Fe with the lead. Murphy's pitch to the outside, and that'll be a walk for Garza. Now runners on 1 and 2. Second in the order, the right fielder, number 9, Nicholas McDonald. He was out back in the first on a short to first throw for the second out on a 1-1 pitch. 1 away again here in the bottom of the third. McDonald, a hit here, could score for Santa Fe and give them some insurance in 1-out territory. Murphy will look over his right shoulder, left leg down, right hand delivery. This one hit hard over to right. Chasing it down is Thompson, and Thompson will have the grab at right. That will advance the runner, though, over to third. 2 away as Stevens will head over. Actually, a run.
The first baseman stayed put. He didn't. I don't think he tagged
Very
him.
good job of base running by Dalton Stevens at second. Stevens could see the play all the way. If the ball hit the ground, he could have scored anyway. He stayed on second, tagged, but running in front of him, of course, was Garza. who could see the play on the catch. He had to retreat.
Yeah, Garza back over at first, Stevens over at third. Runners on the corners. Pitch on the way here to the third baseman, number 27, Grant Pfaff, is a ball, 1-0 early count. He was out unassisted at first for the third out back in the first.
Very solid fundamental baseball by the Indians on that fly ball to right field.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 away. As Wood will throw over to, or beg your pardon, Murphy will throw over to Wood at first, to Garza, trying to keep him honest.
Pfaff is the out we need right here.
1-0 for Murphy as he'll let this one fly off the right arm. This one will drop over, and that'll score a run as it was right in front of Georgetown's play out there at first, Broad, as he came in from center. And that's an RBI single for Grant Pfaff. That would have been a hard grab. That'll come in and score Stevens.
The third hit of the inning, Rob, is really just a bloop, but Stevens would have scored from second no matter what on that, but the base running prior to that really set up the easy run for the Indians.
Runners now at 1 and 2. Pfaff after the RBI single over at first. Breaking ball here, too close to the inside for a ball on Rome Schubert. The count here 1-0. Schubert 0 for 1 as he popped one up over to right for the first out back in the second.
Eagles need desperately to shut this thing down right here to keep it at a 2-run deficit, as we'll be moving into the top of the fourth inning when they come to bat.
1-0 pitch on the way. This one hit foul, 1-1 even count. That one just goes off the back of his bat, takes a hop behind him. The count even, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away.
Had it.
Oh. Runners on 1 and 2. Georgetown trying to dig out of this here on the defensive side of things with 2 away, trailing 2-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Murphy looks to his right 2 times and will step off. Whittington ran over there to second. The count at 1-1, 2 away.
Rob, Dennis, we've got some youngsters playing over here in this little kind of grassy knoll behind the Georgetown dugout, and they're blowing bubbles.
1-1 pitch will pop up into the air. Foul territory. No, it's fair. Right off the first base line. My goodness. You thought it was going to go foul, and the wind kept it fair off a first base line, and another run will come in and score. And another hit for Santa Fe officially up there on the board.
The last 2 hits could be almost credited to the wind. Eagles are playing, swinging way to the left side. That ball skied down the right field line, and Noah had no chance to get there, playing in medium right center field, and the ball drops in, scoring another run.
Yeah, and that's an RBI double for Schubert, and Pfaff will head over to third.
We've got a pitching change.
Pitching change.
Yeah, we do have a pitching change here.
Looks like Braxton.
And Braxton Pearson, I believe you said, David?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So Braxton Pearson will make his way over to the mound now for Murphy. That'll be it. Unfortunate there for Christian as he got started great. He retired 6 in a row before things started downhill here in the third. So Christian Murphy will go 2 2/3 innings pitched. In that 2 2/3, he's allowed 4 hits, all of those hits coming here in the third, 3 runs. He's also responsible for Schubert over at second and Pfaff over at third. No strikeout, or 1 strikeout for Christian Murphy, and also 1 walk, that coming here in that third inning as well. So Georgetown got their work cut out for him. Braxton Pearson now on the mound for the Georgetown Eagles as he will try to take care of business and get that final out and get the Georgetown offense back out here, Dennis.
Rob, the Indians taking advantage of not only the win, but taking advantage of some excellent base running and just good fundamental baseball as they've dumped out to this 4-2 lead. It all started from the number 7 hole, the 7th hitter, who got things started with a base hit, and then the double after that, and it's just kind of mushroomed as your Eagles find runners on second.
Second and third.
Yeah, as the Eagles find. Yeah, I was watching something caught my eye coming out there. As the Eagles have runners at second and third and have to shut the door right here. The 5-hitter coming up, grounded out to second. His first time up, definitely got the bat on the ball, but he's going to see a different look. A little bit hard thrower in Braxton than he saw in Christian at all.
Well, Braxton Pearson pitching 7 2/3 innings this season in his 8th game now. He's allowed 6 runs on 11 hits. 3 of those runs were earned. He's walked 5, struck out 11, sent 1 to the tattoo parlor on a hit by pitch. That'll equate to a 2.739 ERA for Georgetown's Braxton Pearson. David?
Yeah, Rob, you've also got number 3 down here in the bullpen, just kind of playing catch.
So Brooks Hancock warming up then. So right now, Eagles can't afford to let game 1 get away. You just can't afford to lose game 1 in a 2 out of 3. So right now, I suspect our bullpen will come up throwing as we've now gone into our relief corps. The Eagles would like to keep this thing at bay at 3-0 and get back in and get a chance over the next 4 innings.
Bottom of the 3rd, we are 3-0. Santa Fe leads against the number 1 team in the state of Texas in 5A. Georgetown doesn't care anything about the rankings. They just want to get back into this one. Pitch from Pearson, the first one on the way. Hit over to right, and 1 pitch, 1 out over to Thompson for the 3rd and final out, but not before damage was done here in this inning. The Santa Fe fans have everything to be happy about right now as their team put up 3 runs in this inning. Those 3 runs coming on 4 solid hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Murphy again 2 2/3 innings, allowing 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. That will take us through 3 innings. Top of the 4th coming up. Georgetown has their work cut out for them. And Galen, this is a very unfamiliar territory for Georgetown, as I've talked about earlier.
It is, and you got to come back and dig out of this hole. We were down 3-1 the other night, and we came back, but this is probably a better team than the one we played last week.
I believe so. So far, they put the bat on the wall very, very well. Second time through the lineup, as they saw Christian, they were able to put some nice at bats up. So right now, as we go 3, 4, and 5 of the lineup with Cole Posey, Ty Tilson, and Wesley Dixon, Eagles have to answer. Not all 3 of it, but they need an answer right here. If we can cut it in half or cut it to 3-1, 3-2, this is where Eagles got to come to life. We're in the top of the 4th inning, folks. Eagles with 2 hits, but no runs to show for it. Cole Posey, Rob, has got to get it started for us.
Well, Cole Posey, the Boise State commit out here, trying to do work for Georgetown. As you just said, Dennis, they've got to get things rolling here in the top of the 4th inning. 3rd in the order, the shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey. Cole this afternoon is 0 for 1 as he lined one on that beautiful grab out there at second base by Adams earlier. That back in the 2nd inning. First pitch on the way, right hand. Chop this one over to 3rd. That's out of the glove of Pfaff. An error on that one, Dennis?
Base hit.
That would have been a hard one for Pfaff.
Nope, that's a base hit. That's a tough play, but it's a start your Eagles needed right there. Although Pfaff's back on his heels a little bit, Galen, that's a tough play.
They ruled it officially an error, but I don't see how.
No, Dennis, that's not an error.
Dennis and Rob, it looked like he was expecting that ball to bounce a little different. A lot of these ball clubs have been playing on that turf, and he stuck his glove hand out to the left and just didn't quite have it. He didn't get in front of it.
Yeah, it got on him quick, David. I can't give a kid an error for that. That ball got on him quick.
4th in the order, the left fielder, number 10, Ty Tilson, who's 0 for 1 as he struck out swinging back in the 2nd for the first out. First pitch on the way, in the zone for a strike, 0-1.
That ball is not going to play the same way on natural grass as it is on artificial turf.
And I bet all of them seem, like David said, artificial turf. Now that ball just got on him quick.
0-1, runner on first for Georgetown after that leadoff single moments ago by Cole Posey. Cole will take off to second, sliding, diving, and he is safe. Just in the nick of time, Cole Posey with the stolen base. Great job there by Copo, able to reach over for Cole Posey. That is his 44th stolen base of the year.
I hate to say it, but that looks like kind of a nonchalant throw. It kind of had a little arc on it, and
he hasn't had good throws down. Adams picked that up. Running down 3-0 is rare, but with Cole Posey and Ty Tilson, Adam Foster's going to run on you.
1-1 even count for Georgetown's Ty Tilson. And a quick discussion as time is called, and the catcher Beasley will head over to talk things over with Schubert on the mound. Just a quick little back pat there, tell him, hey, get your head in this one. We've still got control. 3-0 the lead here in the top of the 4th. Georgetown looking to do some damage in scoring position after the single and the stolen base is Georgetown's Cole Posey. Tilson on a 1-1. As Schubert will look over. The right-handed delivery in the zone for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, as Tilson didn't even think about doing anything with that.
Well, Beasley again, Rob, is sitting right on that outside corner. That is a tough pitch to handle. He has been on that outside corner all night long. Watch it, he'll pop out just prior to the pitch. They're working on that outside corner.
It's been effective tonight for Schubert. It's worked well. The next pitch, this one hit over, this time into the third baseman's glove. Pfaff and trying to get out Posey over. Posey will try to outrun, and still on his feet is Posey, playing a little prancing dancing game in between runners, and finally gets tagged, and Georgetown knows safe at second. So Posey will be tagged out. I won't even try to score that as it went back and forth, back and forth. You probably can, Dennis.
Yeah, but it would be 6-4, 4-6, 6-4.
There you go.
But on that play, you have to know that Ty, after rounding first, kept an eye on that play all the way. Once he knew that it was a pretty good chance that Cole was gone, he advanced to second. He's in scoring position. So Eagles still with Wesley Dixon up again with a runner, only one down, still in scoring position.
That could have easily turned into a double play, but a good job and a heads-up job by the Georgetown Eagles. Tilson over at second.
Credited with a fielder's choice ground ball, but being on second is huge.
Dixon 1 for 1 this afternoon, a perfect opportunity for him to stay perfect if he can go 2 for 2 as he singled a pass ball and a wild pitch left him at third over in the second inning. First pitch on the way, hard swing and a miss by Dixon on a good fastball, 0-1 count.
Folks, I know we don't have the video of it tonight, but the Schubert kid on the mound is very solid, got a very lively fastball. Eagles having a little difficulty catching up with it.
The sun behind the cloud cover as it sets here in Brenham, Texas. This next pitch hit hard, foul off the first base line, 0-2 count, Wesley Dixon.
Momentum builder right here, Rob, would be a base hit again from Wesley. Been a great RBI candidate for your Eagles, especially in the Porter Series. An RBI from him right here would be huge for your Eagles.
0-2, 1 away, pitch on the way. Too low, 1 ball, 2 strikes on the third pitch.
Again, Beasley well off the plate. The off-speed pitch in the dirt.
As Schubert will keep an eye over at second. The pitch on the way. This one hit foul again off the first base side. And the battle starting here for Georgetown's Wesley Dixon, who's won 1 ball, 2 strikes here on 1 out. It's a golden opportunity for the Eagles. They have left 2 on base so far tonight through 3 innings. Trying to advance the next one in. That was outside, it looked like, but called it. And Dennis, again, it got that corner where he has been effective tonight for the second out.
That was totally set up by the previous pitch. I have to agree with you. I think that pitch was just a hair off the plate. It was right where Beasley was set up. Beasley didn't move the mitt, and he got the call. So right now up to Noah Thompson. Eagles got to have a run here. We need a run.
Schubert with his 5th strikeout, and the first pitch on the way to Noah Thompson, the left-handed batter, is a swing and a miss. 0-1 on 2 outs.
The curveball again. Noah way out in front, expecting fastball. Geared to swing right away, got the curveball way early.
The next delivery on the way. This one will chop foul off the first base line. 0-2 count. Trying to advance. A hit would surely score for the Eagles as Tilson patiently waiting over at second. Got over there from the fielder's choice and advanced to second, still waiting. With a big leadoff. We've got a lot of room. The pitch on the way. This one popped up into the air, third base side and back behind us for a foul, and the battle starts for Noah Thompson.
Got out of play. Shallow in left, shallow in center, deep in right. Base hit to right, should have an opportunity to score Tilson, who has good speed. But right now, Eagles need something on the grass in the outfield.
0-2 pitch. Low to the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on 2 outs for Noah Thompson. Again, Noah 0 for 1. He's out on a strikeout swinging, a 1-3 put out for the second out back in the second. As Schubert patiently taking his time as he should. Now the pitch.
Ouch.
Got him looking. And the second strikeout to Georgetown's Noah Thompson will be the 3rd out for Georgetown in this inning. For Georgetown, no runs on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 on base. Dennis, all night tonight, it has been a tale of no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. if you go back to 2, 3, and 4.
Right now, Eagles having a very difficult time stringing together enough hits. Going back, if you will, last week to the Porter game, where we took a 3-3 ball game into the 7th inning. Eagles not able to score again until the 14th inning. That's not typical of this Eagle team. It will come to life. It just will come to life. But right now, it is in a little bit of a funk that you do not need in region semifinals. As you say, one hit, one left on, one hit, one left on. That's not Eagle baseball.
We'll step aside. Thank some of our sponsors. We'll be right back after this. '19 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Leading off for Santa Fe, and the first pitch on the way is a strike to the leadoff batsman. I believe that's 6 in the order, the designated hitter, number 10, Cameron Bennett. 0-1 the count on Bennett. Next pitch, got him again for a strike, 0-2.
Braxton Pearson, Rob, back out for his second inning of work.
I was about to say, Pearson doing some work here. 0-2 count. Pearson, left leg up, right-handed delivery. Swung on and missed. Got him. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Nice job on the designated hitter, Cameron Bennett for the Indians. Braxton came out, went right at him, didn't challenge him totally with 3 fastballs, and pretty much sent him back to the dugout for route number 1.
May have had an echo during the broadcast. We got that fixed, so we apologize if you heard that. Swing on here and fouled at Landon Thompson, 0-1 early count. I noticed that during our commercial spot, just something we missed there. So again, we got that fixed. 0-1 to Thompson, the junior, or senior actually, Landon Thompson. Next pitch for a ball, 1-1 count.
I can report the bullpen is silent right now in Georgetown.
There's a guy with a gun down there. If you got
1-1 on its way, and that one, Galen was talking about a guy with a radar detector down there just a few moments ago. Probably plenty of scouts here in this facility tonight.
As you proceed into this range of the playoffs, scouts begin to come out because pitching is so dominant in this kind of series. Schubert, although only a junior, done an outstanding job against your Eagles through 4 innings.
It'll bring up 8th in the order, the second baseman, number 15, Gregory Adams. Got him for a strike, 0-1.
Braxton out to do his job, and that's to shut down the Indians here in the bottom of the 4th to give your Eagles a chance in the top of 5 to get back in this ballgame.
The 0-1 pitch off the right hand. This one will chop foul off the third base line, 0-2.
Rob, Braxton is doing work right now.
Braxton on the mound for Georgetown, left leg up, right-handed pitch, swing and a miss, got him! Braxton Pearson taking care of business. 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts swinging here in the 4th. Of course, no runs, hits, errors, nobody left on as we are through 4. Top of the 5th, Georgetown bats have got to get hitting here, Galen.
10 pitches for Braxton Pearson. And in an inning in the 3rd right now, so doing an outstanding job.
Yeah, we need to get some base runners and get them around the bases. Because we're running out. We're down to, actually in top of the 5th, we're down to 9 outs.
We go 7, 8, and 9, so Grant Wood, Galen should have a chance to get us started. Grant swinging a good bat, Rob, in the playoffs, so a great candidate, even though he hits in the 7-hole, a great candidate to get a rally started.
Want to send a shout out to all those watching or actually listening tonight on YouTube. Michael Francis saying, "Go Eagles." Dude 949, appreciate you. Thank you for chiming in. Steve McMillan enjoying the game from New Brunswick, Canada. Appreciate you, Steve. And David, your wife, Miss Joy, out there listening tonight. Appreciate you shouting out to SHN and Fan Stand for the coverage. Thank you, Joy. Austin Graham also saying, just got done watching the blue versus white scrimmage and now listening to baseball, making for a perfect Thursday night. Thank you, Austin, for chiming in. And also Madison Giverny, thank you for announcing the game. Best of luck to the Brindleys and the Eagles. Thank you, Madison. As we get started here in the top of the fifth, as Dennis just stated moments ago, 7, 8, and 9 for Georgetown. The Eagles trail 3-0. And leading off will be the first baseman, number 9, Grant Wood, the senior. He's 0 for 1. He was out on a grounder to short back in the second for the third out.
And that ground ball, a very nice play by Garza. Indian shortstop that would have scored a run had he not been able to make that play for your Eagles, as we had a runner on third.
So Wood will make his way over to the right-handed batter's box. On deck is Zach Whittington. Georgetown is due. Grant Wood is due. Schubert will try to keep his great pitching alive. This pitch, though, in the ground for a ball, 1-0 early count on Georgetown's Grant Wood.
High school baseball, leadoff batter on can always lead to something good. So Grant Wood has an opportunity right here to get something started.
The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, hit the net just in front of us to even the count at 1-1. Now we talk about it, the competition only gets tougher the deeper you go here in the playoffs. Santa Fe, just like Georgetown, Santa Fe, they don't care about rankings. Even though Georgetown's number 1 in the state, Santa Fe not ranked in the poll that we follow. They said, we don't care. We are a quality ball club. They are proving that here tonight. 2-1 the count. The next pitch was a ball.
When you go back and look at the two teams, Eagles with 21 straight victories coming into this ball game. Santa Fe, winners of 16 of the last 18 ball games. Neither team really thinks about losing. They think about competing. Georgetown's right there right now.
2-1. This one hit foul just over the Georgetown dugout. The players kind of moved out of the way. There's no fence in front of the dugout, unlike some venues here. There is absolutely no fence in front of either dugout, so the players have got to be alert. There's nothing for them to lean on and fall asleep on, and they will not fall asleep anyways, Dennis. 2-2 the count.
Not in a ball game like this.
The 2-2 pitch on the way. Too high and a payoff coming here for Schubert, 3-2. And for Schubert, this is his first payoff pitch of the night. Took him 5 innings to get here. Schubert has been simply phenomenal on the mound for the Indians of Santa Fe High School. The payoff pitch popped way up into the air. And this one, first baseman in the moonlight, able to make the grab with the left glove, just off the first base bag in the field for the first out.
You can tell by the simple fact, Rob, that the second baseman never gave up on it either. The wind has died down a little bit by watching the flags, but it's flipped. It's now blowing out a little more than it was. First baseman calling it all the way, got the out. Eagles still need a base runner.
8th in the order, the second baseman, Whittington. He'll hit this one hard left, and it goes foul. Man, it hit the tree, but it was in foul territory. That had plenty of distance, though.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, but just foul about 40 feet or so. 0-1 count.
Rob, it sounded good. It looked good. He was just way out in front of it.
Wind dying down just a little bit here. Whittington this time will pop it up to right field in foul territory. 0-2 early count here for Zach Whittington.
Eagles simply trying to solve Rome Schubert, who has been solid with 3 base hits. Giving up.
The 0-2 pitch on the way. Checked it and came back first base. Thought they were looking for the catcher there. Beasley was trying to talk to the home plate umpire.
He was simply asking him if he could appeal to first. Home plate umpire said, I got that call.
Yeah.
Jack never hardly left it.
Beasley kind of shaking his head on that one. 1-2 the count. The pitch off the right hand on the way too far to the outside. Even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Throughout the playoffs, first time that I can remember seeing a team set up so far outside. Working Georgetown off the plate all night long.
2-2 delivery. Swung on. Hard hit over to left. Montemayor trying to get into the action, and he will have the grab off his left glove for the second out. The pop up to left. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up ninth in the order, the center fielder, number 1, Landon Broad.
Rob, Georgetown able to put the bat on the ball. Just can't get the barrel out in front. Just can't get the ball barreled up enough to hit line drives. Pop-ups, both these, a pop-up to left, which is kind of wind-blown, a pop-up to first. We've got to get on top of the ball.
Landon Broad reaches out, and it's, I believe, the
Beasley
catcher there. That ball hit him pretty hard.
Yeah, that ball was fouled and above his glove.
He may have got a little ding there as Beasley pounding the
He's hurt just a little bit.
Turf. 0-1 is the count, 2 away. And so the players will come over to the infield, and the Santa Fe infield will talk things over.
You know, Rob, when we get into this late in the series, we face so many teams in the Houston area predominantly, and they're teams that we haven't seen a lot. They're teams that we don't know a lot. Had heard a little bit, as I said in the pregame, a little bit about Schubert, but he's all that I heard and better. That's got Eagles tied up right now as we go with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning.
Santa Fe's catcher Beasley able to get up, getting a clap from both sides of the stadium. That's good there.
If Beasley's their starting catcher, Rob, I can tell you that that young man has some bruises when he handles Schubert, because Schubert is in the dirt all the time. Very effective down there. But Beasley blocking everything all night long. Of course, that ball fouled back into a part of his body, but appears to be all right.
A little bit of a stinger there. Beasley will resume his duties as the catcher. Glad he is okay. And he'll get a few warm-up pitches to make sure that he can still catch out there okay as the home plate umpire.
Rob,
just let Landon Broad know to be a little bit patient there as Broad was making his way out to home plate. David?
Rob, I just want to say hello to anybody that might be listening back at Georgetown Football Stadium. They've got their spring game going on tonight. I bet they're trying to keep up with this ball game tonight.
0-1 pitch on the way, and inside the zone for a strike, 0-2. Yeah, Austin Graham sending us a message earlier that he was just got done watching that game and was listening. 0-2 is the count, 2 away. For Landon Broad, Georgetown nobody on, trailing 3-0. The next pitch on the way to the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on 2 outs. Well, you talk about, Dennis, an all-critical game 1. And Galen mentioned earlier, the outs come quickly when you're already in the top of the 5th. 7 away here for Santa Fe. That pitch to the outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on 2 outs.
And Rob, you're absolutely correct. In a game like this, although we're not coming back to this stadium, you want to come away from Dreyer Field tonight with the victory as we head to Bomber Stadium in Bryan tomorrow.
2-2, hard hit foul over to left field. That one dropped plenty foul in that left corner. The count remains 2-2. The battle starts for Landon Broad.
Whether it's a one-gamer or a 2 out of 3, one of the things that you want to get is that first ball game. And right now, without question, Indians have the leg up here in the top of the 5th inning.
I was talking to some fans before the game. They felt confident in their team on both sides. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way to the outside, and a 3-2 payoff coming again. He faced a payoff against Grant Wood to start things here in the top of the 5th. It'll be the second one for Landon Broad, so maybe a little slow up here for Schubert. 3-2 payoff. Hit foul into the net, way off the third base line. The count remains 3-2.
Rob, if Eagles can get just Landon on, even with 2 down, as David alluded to earlier in the broadcast, Eagles can do some damage with 2 outs, and we'll be turning the lineup over back to the top of the lineup to Jeffrey David.
3-2 on the way, but here a swing and a miss for Landon Broad, and that will do it. 3 up, 3 down. It took some time, but the pitching has been so effective by Schubert tonight, as he has only allowed 2 hits for the Georgetown Eagles. That is 6 in a row, or 5 in a row now retired by Schubert in this inning. Of course, no runs, hits, errors, and nobody left on base. And you go back and look at his strikeout count here, 7 now for Schubert, as Braxton Smith will take the reins back on the defensive side for Georgetown as we're through 4.5, bottom of the 5th coming up, Dennis. We'll keep it right here.
Braxton Pearson back out worked an outstanding 10-pitch inning in the previous inning, having come on and got the Eagles out of a jam in the fourth. A 10-pitch inning was an excellent inning for Braxton, back out again. The more innings that he could pitch, the more, Rob, that it saves our bullpen, even for tomorrow night. If it comes a must-win game, it's all hands on deck. But the more Braxton can throw tonight, the more arms are fresh for tomorrow.
It's a good point, and Braxton Smith, Braxton Pearson, beg your pardon, has been our SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle Player of the Game before. You remember, he came in and played a phenomenal game. I believe it was all the way back at College Station.
Yes.
And did a great job coming in there. A lot of confidence in this young man, and he has shown that confidence here early this afternoon as he came in to relieve Christian Murphy. So we will get started here. The bottom of the order, we are for Santa Fe. It's the first baseman, number 34, Dalton Stevens Jr.
Dalton Stevens with the key hit so far, a double to right center, which plated the first run for the Indians.
He's 1 for 1 on that, and the first pitch is a hit, and the tattoo shop is open early, and Dalton Stevens not happy with that at all.
Yeah, Wyatt following him down the first base line just a little bit to protect our pitcher. He didn't appear to be thrilled about that hit by pitch.
Well, I can assure anybody that's listening or watching that was not Braxton's intention at all.
No.
Not down 3-0. Braxton trying to get any and all base runners, keep all base runners off the plate. That's just a fastball that got away from him and rode inside, and did clip Dalton Stevens pretty well. But Stevens looks all right back down at first base right now.
We'll go back to the top of the order. The shortstop, number 1, Albert Garza. Garza is 0 for 1. Popped one up over to center for the first out back in the first, reached on a walk, and then came around and scored the third and final run that's currently on the board for Santa Fe.
Rob, very interesting. First time that Garza's hit from the right side.
Pitch on the way. Pulls back, got him in the zone for a strike, 0-1 count.
First 2 times up, he hit from the left side, and the fact that I don't see any left-handers on their lineup card tells me that he was a switch hitter. So strange to see him turn around and face a right-hander right-handed, but I think it's delay the bunt down.
0-1. Pick attempt, and oh my goodness, Braxton Pearson just threw an egg way over first base. And luckily for Georgetown, third base is protected, but the runner there only able to reach over to second on the air. That was just not a Georgetown Eagle type play that we would see.
Well, Eagles had sort of a wheel play on. As Grant was charging, Zach was coming to cover behind the runner, and when Braxton turned around, Zach was nowhere near the bag. I really think he tried to hold up, and the ball just slipped out of his hands, and luckily only advanced Stevens to second.
Yeah, that could have been easily 2 bases advanced, and
yeah, with a little bit more speed, I believe Stevens would have been standing on third with nobody out.
As Stevens was out there, he wasn't happy. He was able to get over to third. 0-1 count, the next pitch on the way. And this one, away from the catcher, Childress, and he'll pick it up, but not before the runner will advance. On a wild pitch, Stevens over to third.
Rob, I don't know that people would pick up what I'm going to say, but Garza, who stepped to the plate, faked a bunt from the right side, has now switched over to the left side. You very rarely see that, although it's legal and it's fine. You very rarely see that, but Garza started his first pitch at right-handed and is now switched to the left side.
I was about to mention he's over there playing Dancing with the Stars tonight as he bounces over to the other square. 1-1 even count. He'll stand with that left foot down in the lower corner of that left-handed batter's box. Chops this one foul behind him, and the count at 1-2 for Garza.
Eagle infield has drawn in, playing just Zach Whittington and Grant Wood are on the grass. The play will be at the plate on a ground ball. Posey and Jeffrey David just to step into the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pearson's delivery on the way, and it's too low for another ball, 2-2. And again, Dennis, no outs here with a runner over in that hot corner at third.
Outfield fairly shallow on a fly ball. If I don't think Stevens would try to tag.
The 2-2 pitch swung on here, and actually they're going to say it was a foul, and the count remains 2-2.
Yeah, got just a piece of it and fouled it at the plate. Garza, only a sophomore, handles the bat very well, especially a young man that's batted from both sides of the plate in this at bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Braxton Pearson on the mound for the Eagles. Left leg up, right-handed fastball, swing and a miss. Got him for the first out. Oh, baby, bring the heat.
Very nice pitch by Braxton Pearson, working the outside corner. all that Garza was trying to do is put the bat on the ball, and that pitch on the outside corner, he couldn't have caught up with that if he'd had a telephone pole.
Receiving a few messages that some folks are watching a video stream from another service, but listening to our audio, we appreciate you, and thanks for joining us. Next delivery, this one will chop foul off the third base line, off the right fielder, number 9, Nicholas McDonald. He's 0 for 2. First pitch, a foul, 0-1 count on 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Santa Fe leads 3-0.
Rob, as we're in the 5th inning, the Eagles get out of this without giving up a run would be huge.
Swing and a miss on the next pitch. The count at 0-2. They didn't put that first foul up there. The count is 0-2. This one swung around. Childress will throw over to first, and an error by Childress on the throw will score another run for Santa Fe. My goodness, the Indians are on fire tonight. This is normally a Georgetown team that they take advantage of the errors. Santa Fe taking advantage of them here tonight. So Stevens will come in and score the 4th run on the error from Childress as he threw, and it got away from him.
Well, Wyatt's decision was excellent. Faked Stevens back to third, and then he just squared around. I could tell as he kind of let the ball go and then looked at his hand, sweating a lot from behind the plate, and that ball again slipped out of his hands and sailed probably 10 feet over Grant's head.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because the dew point out here, from what I was hearing, 75 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. It is very humid, very sticky, and really all that coming because we had a little rain shower before we got started today. It was already humid, and that little rain shower just exacerbated this whole situation with how it is, and that'll do it for Braxton.
Yes, Rob, it did. Looks like this is, I believe this is Brooks Hancock coming in, but I believe both of those throws were just balls that slipped out of their hands.
So Brooks Hancock now taking the mound here for the Georgetown Eagles. Of course, number 3, he's pitched 13 in the 3rd innings in his 12th game now. 1 win, no losses on the season. He's allowed 5 runs on 14 hits. 5 of those runs were earned. He's walked 5, struck out 7, sent 2 to the tattoo parlor, a 2.63 ERA. Also equates to a 1.5 whip. Georgetown's Brooks Hancock.
Got number 23 playing catch in the bullpen. Number 23 playing catch.
Wesley Krieger.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, David. Wesley Krieger now in the bullpen. The Eagles are in a point right now in this ball game in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 4-0. A runner on third, folks. It becomes all hands on deck in that bullpen. Eagles have to stop this bleeding right here in order to come in, and now needing 4 runs over the course of the next 2 innings against a very solid Rome Schubert for the Indians.
Yeah, and only 1 away here. 4-0 lead for Santa Fe. They picked up 3 runs in the 3rd and then 1 run here in the bottom of this 5th inning. So that'll do it for Braxton Pearson. Pearson will only go 1 2/3 innings pitched. And in that, Pearson will not allow any hits, though, but a run does come in off that. He strikes out 2, if I'm not mistaken, and then, of course, had that 1 hit by a pitch. So that'll do it for Braxton Pearson. Brooks Hancock now, again, getting those warm-up pitches for Georgetown as he'll finish those up, and it will be 3rd in the order for Santa Fe, the 3rd baseman, number 27, Grant Pfaff, who is 1 for 2 this afternoon.
Rob, Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Unassisted out over at the 1st, back in the 1st, and then also had that single left stranded at 3rd in the 3rd.
Now, I was just going to say this all got started on the hit batsmen, which is just one of the things that you cannot do in a game like this against a team like the Indians, and they have capitalized on everything. Eagle infield again in. Every ground ball play will be at the plate.
Grant Pfaff, 1 for 2 this afternoon. Brooks Hancock, right-handed delivery, has a wicked curveball. That one, though, didn't come back in enough time, and a 1-0 count to the outside. A lot of velocity behind that pitch. Hancock again with a runner over at 3rd. Next pitch, got him on the corner for a strike on the fastball, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Aces across the board. The next delivery on the way. He'll chop this one over to second. It's Whittington. And I guess a balk here?
I believe we had a balk called again.
Oh,
That's all I can assume.
Well, the balk will score the 5th run because McDonald was over at third. Things falling apart here for the Georgetown Eagles. Santa Fe taking advantage of every opportunity. They have a commanding 5-0 lead here in the bottom of this 5th inning in Game 1 of the 5A Regional Semifinal. My goodness. 1-1 count to the left-handed batter, Grant Pfaff. Pitch on the way. Too high to the outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two-one pitch. Ooh, that was close. Had to inchworm on that one. 3-1 is too close inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. A lot of opportunities here for Pfaff.
Bases are empty. Brooks, who normally comes in relief, pitching still from the stretch.
And a walk here by Pfaff. So that's 2 batters now for Hancock. One run is scored and 1 has reached on a walk. That'll bring up 4th in the order, the pitcher number 33, Rome Schubert.
Rob Dennis, somebody I'm watching over here is Noah Thomas out in right field. He's doing a lot of work, chased down a couple of fly balls or bat errors over to first base, and he's thrown both of them all the way to third from deep right. That last one he slid on trying to catch it.
Schubert 4th in
Ball
the
slipped
order.
by him just a little bit, though, down that right field line.
1-2 count. Schubert will chop this one foul off the third baseline. The count at 0-1.
He's just been very busy. They've got several left-handed hitters, and he's been busy, moving a lot, covering a lot of grass out there.
Runner on first base after the walk is Pfaff. 0-1 count, 1 away as Hancock will check over his left shoulder, keeping an eye on that runner. The left leg up, right-handed delivery, and looked good but didn't get the call. It was too close to the inside. 1-1-1.
Off-speed pitch down just a little bit. But you're right, David. Noah has had a lot of activity over there, but mistakes have caused some of it too.
1 ball, 1 strike. This one chopped over right between the gap of David and Posey over at short, and another base hit for Santa Fe as they continue their work tonight with runners on 1 and 2.
At a 5-0 ball game, Rob, Eagles again in a little bit of danger here of giving up too many more runs, and we may not get another at bat. So right now, Adam has got to go to the bullpen.
There is a runner over there at first. It is a courtesy runner. Is that number 4?
23 is coming in for Georgetown.
Who is over at first base?
6.
Number 6. And we got a new pitcher coming out, so thank you for that, David.
Ashton Lozano.
So Ashton Lozano will courtesy run over at first for Schubert.
Wesley Krieger for us.
Wesley Krieger will take the mound for Georgetown now as Hancock. That'll do it. No innings for Hancock. He's still responsible for the 2 that are left on, allowing 1 hit and 1 walk. We'll see what happens with those 2 that are still left on. Again, it's Lozano over at first, the courtesy runner for the pitcher, Rome Schubert, who had that single moments ago. And over at second is Grant Pfaff, who reached on a walk and had forced over to second by that hit. Well, Georgetown's Brenda Siosen holding up the kids' heads here with the painter sticks, the graphic big heads of Georgetown players. A lot of fans have them, and trying to get a rally going here from the fans.
Well, Rob, you know it well. Eagle fight never dies, and that not only on the field, that's in the stands as well. As Eagle baseball fans, football fans, basketball fans, and the like, will stand behind these Eagles all the way. As I don't think Georgetown ever thinks they're out of a ball game. I never think we're out of a ball game. Right now, we're down 5, but we have got to put a stop to this rally. Wesley Krieger called on. The charge is to shut down the rest of this Indian lineup.
Shannon Williams, appreciate you joining us on the YouTube live stream. Wanting to know if this is a win or go home situation. It's not. We will play a game 2 tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Bomber Stadium. And then, depending on what happens here, if this series gets split, there will be a 3rd game back at Bomber also on Saturday. And Krieger on the mound for Georgetown. They have went through 3 pitchers. Now they're 4th tonight. Krieger will get those warm-up pitches now. The right-handed pitcher for the Georgetown Eagles. Wesley Krieger, number 23. He's pitched 16 2/3 innings, played in 8 games, started 3 of those, a 1-1 record. Beg your pardon. Actually, yeah, he's 1-1, so he played in one of those tournament games, one of the 2 losses that Georgetown had this season. 16 hits, 16 runs, 11 of those were earned. He's walked 11, struck out 13, and sent 5 to the tattoo parlor. That'll equate to a 4.6 ERA. David?
Rob Dennis, number 2 is warming up down here. And interesting, I'm not exactly sure what number 15 is doing. He's kind of running through some fundamental movements. He's not throwing balls right now, but number 2 is throwing them fast.
Jared Pierce.
Well, Jared Pierce would definitely be getting loose from a release standpoint. 15, of course, is Jack Brindley. Brindley will start possibly tomorrow night, but mostly Grant Wood. I doubt if Brindley would pitch tonight in game 1, as he is one of our starters for the next 2 ball games if it's necessary.
That's why a 3-game series is so important, because you're one and done, and baseball is a game to where things happen so fast. In fact, you talked about it, Dennis. Every pivotal point of the game hinges on that pitch.
It does. People don't realize that in baseball, but the things that are going on out there right now are monumental.
Runners at 1 and 2, 1 away here for Santa Fe, leading 5-0. The first pitch off of Hancock's right arm will go too close to the inside on Bryce Montemayor. 5th in the order. The count here 1-0.
So runners at first and second, Robin, 1 down. Eagles need a punch out here. Need nobody to advance any further.
Krieger stands very far to the right on that bag. Try a pick attempt over at second. The throw and the catch in time. Whittington went over there to clear it up, and Pfaff is safe. Bottom of the 5th we are, 1 away. The 1-0 pitch off the right hand to the outside. Childress will try to throw, and the tag almost there, but not in time. Georgetown wanted it. Grant Wood can't believe it. He thought that he had tagged the courtesy runner Lozano, and they said nope, he got back in time, and Wood still trying to plead his case with the first base umpire.
I was right on top of that, Rob. Okay.
Did he make the tag?
It sure looked like he had him.
Yeah, I thought from here he had the tag. Plate umpire was blocked by the runner.
1-1 pitch on the way. This one will chop over to second. Whittington picks it up, throws to first. For the second out, runners will advance over to second and third.
Well, definitely the weather is not going to play a factor anymore. It has really cooled off. The temperatures is cooling down quite a bit. It's nice out here right now. Beautiful night for baseball for sure.
6th in the order, the designated hitter, number 10, Cameron Bennett, the junior. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. His last at bat in the 4th, struck out swinging for the first out. First delivery to him. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Good pitch there by Hancock.
Braxton Pearson struck out Bennett his last time up with the hard stuff. I look for him to continue that as he can't catch up with the hard stuff.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on 2 and 3. The pitch on the way to the outside. Didn't get the call on the corner. It's a ball, 1-1.
That's the difference in setting up on the corner and the difference in why it's shifting that glove to the corner. I think it's where we're losing that call.
Appreciate Joshua Harris from the Oak Ridge Disciple House joining us. 1-1, 2 outs. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 1-2. Nice off speed by Hancock to get him to bite.
Rob, check with Galen. What's the pitch count on Santa Fe?
Yeah, we'll try to get to that here in a little bit. 1-2 pitch. This one will chop over, foul off the third base line.
Schubert was pretty economical, David, in the first couple of innings, and I have a feeling that they ride that big horse as long as he can go because he is outstanding.
We have the luxury at Georgetown to tap on the window to Mr. Barber and say, what's the pitch count?
Yeah.
Appreciate Galen and all the work that he does as well. We got the luxury of Galen, the legend, up here tonight, as always. 1-2, 2 away. Krieger trying to get out of this one. The pitch on it. Hit him in the hand.
And that ball, I'm pretty sure that's called a foul ball. That ball hit the knob of the bat.
Yeah, he's coming back. Or not. No, he's just taking his glove. What is he doing here?
No, he's coming back. Ball hit the plate umpire, both hands up, foul ball. That ball hit the knob of the bat. I promise you, if that ball had hit Bennett on the hand, Bennett would have just stood in there, wouldn't have just stood there, he would have reacted to it.
It was a little bit low. It hit the knob of the bat under.
73 pitches, David. A little deeper than I might have thought, but I'm pretty sure they're going to stay with Schubert for the night. So,
of course, not to confuse the listeners, we are on the Georgetown defensive side of things right now. 2-2 the count, 2 away. Runners on 2 and 3 for Santa Fe. They lead 5-0. As Bennett trying to get a hit and bring some more in. He's got a chance to cook 2 more steaks. The pitch on the way, and he'll pop this one foul off the third base side. Great run there by David all the way from third, but well out of his reach behind the fence. The count remains. The battle starts for Cameron Bennett.
Roman actually has 37 more pitches that he can throw. He can throw 110.
Right. That's what I said. I don't think that there's much intention right now of taking him out of the ball game.
Well, we still got to get through the Georgetown defense right now on a 2-2 pitch. This one will chop over. Krieger picks it up at the mound, throws over to first, and Wood has it barely. Oh, baby. And that'll do it for the third out, but not before more damage and more insurance is in the books for Santa Fe as they are taking care of business tonight, maximizing on errors from Georgetown in this inning. 2 runs. They get those 2 runs on only 1 hit. There was 2 errors in this inning and 2 left on base. So again, 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, 2 left on. We'll step aside and take a break. SHN Sports coverage of the 5A semifinal continues in a minute. 2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Back in action as we start things here in the top of the 6th inning, and Schubert still out there. He has had a good job tonight. And you talked about it, riding that horse, man, and Georgetown will have to try to get a hit here to get things going. Good news for the Eagles, they'll lead off with Jeffrey David. He is 1 for 2 this afternoon. That first pitch, though, got him for a strike, 0-1.
I still like to see Jeffrey taking that first pitch, getting a little comfortable at the plate.
0-1, Georgetown trails. They've been shut out so far. That pitch inside for a ball, 1-1.
Thought that might have dinged Jeffrey on the lead shoulder, but
well, David, you've had the perspective down there, you know, from that bullpen all season. What's the attitude? I mean, you're close to Georgetown in a way. What do you see the attitude so far here on the 1-1, though? This one will hit over to left center, going deep down. The communication and the grab. Wow, what a grab by Thompson as he ran all the way over from center in between left center to make that grab for the first out.
A ball well hit off the bat of Jeffrey David, but it just hung up in the wind, and the way the wind's blowing right now, it just hung up there. And as you said, Thompson did a great job.
David, kind of the attitude down there around right now.
Yeah, I don't see any panic on the Eagles here. They're just, this is, you know, they've been in this situation, you know, before in the past, and they'll come out of this. And there's still 2 more games to go too, but they get the bats going, and everything's going to be just fine.
Childress 0-2. Pitch to the inside, though, got him for the strike in the box. He is. Man, you talk about that corner, Dennis. On the outside, the inside, Schubert has been finding it all night tonight.
Yeah, that pitch actually looked a little bit low, but Schubert got the call.
0-1 pitch on the way, too high, and the count even at 1-1.
Yeah, I think at some point this pitcher from the Indians is going to, you know, start to struggle at some point, and that's when Georgetown will come alive, and as we know, they can score at will. So
now the problem for the Eagles, 5 outs is all they've got left. They've got to get a bat going here. The count 2-1.
Well, as best I can tell by hearing a little bit about Schubert, he does go deep in ball games. So
the young man again is outstanding ERA, and he's 10-1 this season, trying to go 11-1. This one fouled in the back of the net, 2-2.
Both of their ball games against Barbers Hill, both low-scoring ball games against a team that most people thought Barbers Hill might be the one to advance. But the Indians took care of that in 2 games.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Pitch on the way, hit foul off the first base side. The battle starting here for Georgetown's Wyatt Childress. Appreciate the Donaldson family, Benji, and all of the fine folks with Wyatt's family, as all of our family here at Georgetown.
Let's go 13. It's all you, Wyatt.
2-2, 1 away, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball didn't cut in low enough, and a payoff pitch coming here for Schubert. And on the payoff, he's only faced it twice. He has got both batters out of here. Next delivery. Another hard hit. Should be catchable. The first baseman, Stevens, just barely has to move off first for the second out.
Rob, to follow up on that, the Indians are just out-batting us right now, but you don't see any sense of frustration on the Eagles. Of course, nobody likes being down 5-0, but I think they'll be just fine. I'm wondering if the kind of the layover from those 14 innings in the heat the other day is playing any impact.
Schubert has walked nobody tonight. He's only allowed 2 hits. The right pitch on the way. Got in the zone to Cole Posey for a strike, 0-1. Actually, 3 hits.
Yeah.
This one, wow. Over to Pfaff at third. He throws the dagger to first, and he's out. Oh, baby, what a play by Pfaff as he is fired up for Santa Fe. You got to give that young man credit. I know that we call for the Eagles, but Pfaff had an outstanding play at third, diving, making that grab on the grounder, and threw to first for the third and final out.
It was really a pretty play. We talk about it a lot, that you put blue stars by the plays of high school kids all the time, whether you're an Eagle, whether you're an Indian, whether you're a Spartan. But that was one of the best plays that I've seen so far throughout the playoffs.
That'll take us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Santa Fe, it's been all Indians in this game. 3 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, and here we are in the bottom of the 6th, and leading off will be the bottom of their order, who has actually been well tonight. They have scored 3 of those runs in the bottom of the order, the 7, 8, and 9. Thompson has 1 of those. Dalton Stevens in that 9th hole has 2 of those runs. And we will see what Georgetown defense can do to try to keep things rolling here in the bottom of the 6th. We want to thank our good friends at A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for coming on as a sponsor. Website has a lot of information at a1phonerepairs.com. Phone and tablet repair, screen and internal hardware repair, board level, micro soldering, and more. Hey, man, if you got a small tablet or phone, any of those devices, Mandy Murphy and her team at A1 can take care of you. They're at Williams Drive. Visit them online, A1phonerepairs.com. Well, Galen, Georgetown, toughest battle they've had all season. Tonight just has not been their night so far. We'll see if the defense can turn that around, Galen.
Yeah, they need to, and we need to get in and start hitting. We've got 3 outs left, and we need 5 runs to keep the game alive.
Eagles not even accustomed, Rob, to being shut out, not anything that we've seen all year long. So they still know that they can score runs. They still know that they can get back in the ball game, even though they only have 3 outs left. They still know they can do it with 4, 5, and 6 when we get back.
That's right.
To the top of the 7th.
Again, the center fielder, number 7, Landon Thompson, a pitch on the way. He will hit this one over to David. David makes the grab, throws the dagger over to Wood, and Wood not able to make the catch, and that's a error.
Heads up by Childress to be right in the spot he needed to be to keep that base runner from going to second. There was no way that he could advance to second.
Would have been a hard one there, and David will be credited with the error.
The base runner's coming up a little gimpy there.
So on the E5, Thompson will reach.
A play that Jeffrey normally makes, I think he may have rushed it just a little bit. Wasn't necessary. But, again, Grant Wood playing first base for the first time tonight, too.
8th hole, it's Adams pitch to the outside. A 1-0 early count on Gregory Adams, the junior. Actually, that's not Adams. That's number 17. That is another.
Pinch hitting Billy Parker.
Yeah. pick attempt over at first. Boy, one thing tonight, we've had to learn to juggle in our laps as we don't have any desk space here tonight.
No, we have a breeze
outside.
kind of blowing through here that every time I put a sheet down, it moves.
Yep.
So the Eagles have to have this inning, a shutdown inning, and hold it at 5.
Well, Billy Parker, the hitter here. Pitch too close to the inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Billy Parker. Billy Parker plays pitcher. He's a senior on this team, so one of the rare seniors that we've seen here in this ball game for Santa Fe. It's been a young squad, and they've been taking care of business.
Yeah, very talented youngsters, mostly juniors, but a very talented team.
2-0 pitch, got him this time in the zone for the strike, 2-1.
That painted that outside corner with the delicacy of a beautiful brush.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch on the way, hit foul, hard foul off the first base line and out of the park foul, 2-2, the even count.
One more now, one more. Throw it in there. Let's
We now do have a left-hander warming up in the bullpen.
I believe that's still Jared, if that's still number 2, if David confirms. Jared
Yes, sir.
Pierce.
Number 2.
Yeah,
Jared Pierce.
Thank you, David.
2-2 pitch on the way. Too high, tried the breaking ball, but it didn't come down fast enough. There's also a opportunity here for more insurance for Santa Fe, leading 5-0 with that runner over at first who reached on the air moments ago. Payoff pitch.
Turn 2, turn 2.
Krieger. Too low and a walk. Now runners on 1 and 2. A little bit of time here before bottom of the order. The first baseman, number 34, Dalton Stevens, makes his way. And now Stevens in there in that right-handed batter's box with runners on 1 and 2. 5-0 Santa Fe lead. First pitch low. Childress throws over to third. And David couldn't hold on to the grab, and the runner will be safe at third. Now in the hot corners, it's Thompson at third. And a 1-0 count for Stevens.
A pitch in the dirt that White couldn't come up with.
One-0 count as Krieger checks down over his left shoulder with runners on 1 and 2, no outs. His pitch on the way, pulls back, called a ball. 2-0 count.
Wesley trying to work down in the count right now, having a difficult time getting in the strike zone.
Two-0 delivery, places bunt, places it foul off the first baseline. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Still trying to figure out why the bunt is owned for the Indians right now, as Dalton has already doubled in this game and scored a run. If he's simply trying to move Parker up to second, that might make a little sense. But right now, the bunt not warranted, but he squares around again.
2-1 delivery. Oh, that one close. The shave pitch, as I call it. That one was close to his chin. 3-1. Ooh.
Parker doesn't appear to have great speed over at first, or he's still on the back end of the runner being at third. So maybe simply trying to move him up, but we'll see.
3 balls, 1 strike, pitch on the way, places bunt, pops it up, and not able to make the grab in foul territory. Would have been a hard one by Wood anyways. The count of 3-2, payoff pitch coming up to Dalton Stevens.
Stevens having a difficult time bunting. Grant got a little bit of a late jump on that. That was possibly catchable, but he got a late jump when he realized where the ball was. So this 3-2 pitch is huge right here for your Eagles in the bottom of the 6th inning.
3-2. On the way, payoff, chops over. Posey trying to make the grab, throws over to first. Wood has it for the first out, but a run will come in and score as Thompson. So Thompson will come in and score. Parker will advance over to second, and Stevens with the second RBI of the afternoon. He'll be out on the 5-3.
Little surprise the Eagles infield wasn't in. Had it been in, we could have cut that run down at the plate. But as it is, it's now a 6-0 ball game.
Runner over at second base, and it's 6-0 Santa Fe with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. Krieger keeping an eye over there on that bag. Right-handed delivery to the outside. Got him, though, for a strike in the corner, 0-1 on Albert Garza, who is now again batting left. We've talked about how he has switched things up a lot tonight.
Well, that would be his standard as a switch hitter, righty-lefty. I think when he batted right-handed a while ago, he was simply trying to lay a bunt down.
0-1 pitch to the outside, and a little conversation with Childress over to Krieger. I want to send a special hello and shout out to former Georgetown Eagle head football coach Jason Dean, now the Georgetown ISD athletic director. Appreciate Coach Dean listening in tonight. Appreciate all that you do for all of our Georgetown kids, not just at Georgetown, but Eastview and all of the athletics in the district. You do such a great job, and we appreciate you, sir. Thank you. 1-1 the count. A lot of time here. Krieger taking a moment. Now the pitch to the outside, 2-1. Two balls, one strike. Right-handed pitch on the way. Got him on the outside for another strike in the zone, 2-2. Chris Courtney watching us. Appreciate you, Courtney, of Courtney Home Inspection. He said his brother won 2 national championships in football here at Blinn. So,
well, a football powerhouse, no question about it here. A lot of young men. We spoke of 2 of them already tonight.
2-2 the count, 1 away. Runner at second for Santa Fe, leading 6-0. This pitch too low and brings it to another full count at 3-2.
Yeah, a lot of young men have come through here and played football for Blinn.
Every batsman this inning now on our, well, besides the first one that reached on an error, 3 now and a full count situation. Krieger's 3-2 off the right hand. High upstairs and walked him. Runners now on 1 and 2 for Santa Fe with a 6-0 commanding lead here in the bottom of the sixth.
I believe we're going to make another pitching change here. Still trying to save arms for the remainder of this tournament. So right now, Georgetown doesn't want to go deep.
And that should be it as Coach Foster makes his way to the mound. So that should be it for Krieger. And if it's 2, it's Jared Pierce.
Yes.
So Jared Pierce will make his way.
Yeah, right now Eagles are in a little bit of a jam here trying to determine the depth of your bullpen as we're now 4 deep in our bullpen. Eagles have got to save those arms for the remainder of this tournament.
So that'll do it for Pierce. For Krieger, and Pierce will now get on the mound and get his warm-up pitches for Georgetown. As I shuffle through the papers here, Jared Pierce, 13 2/3 innings pitched in his 7th game now, started 2 games, 1-0. 10 runs on 14 hits. He's walked 7, struck out 4, a 5.12 ERA for Georgetown's Jared Pierce. Tough night tonight for the Eagles, but you got to give the credit to Santa Fe as they have came in here and taken care of business. They have capitalized tonight. Phenomenal pitching on the mound from Schubert, who has been simply outstanding, and rightly so for a community that has been through so much over the past year. Just, of course, over a year ago, the tragedy there that happened, and this is a well-knit, close community. We love them. We always pray for them, and we appreciate our friends in Santa Fe, Texas. So Pierce getting him here, Dennis. We'll see if he can put a stop to this damage.
He's got to put a stop to it. Eagles can still come back, even down 6-0, but it just gets harder as you give up more runs with only 1 down, runners at first and second. Bringing the lefty in, we're facing all righties. High school ball, that doesn't mean a whole lot, but Jared's got a job to do right here, and that's to keep this game at 6-0 to give this Georgetown Eagle offense a chance when we come up in the top of the 7th to put 6 runs on the board right now.
And Dennis, we also have number 22 warming up in the bullpen for Georgetown.
Zane Haas family from Deer Park, Texas joining us. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for your support as Pierce will get things going here in 1-out territory. Runners on 1 and 2. Pierce on the mound, a lefty for Georgetown. Right leg up, left-handed pitch. Got him in the zone for a strike. The early count to Nicholas McDonald, the junior right fielder, is 1-0.
Georgetown's
0-1.
Excuse me, Rob. Georgetown's Colin Jackson, a lefty, now warming up in the pen.
0-1 pitch on the way. That one looked good. Didn't get the call. 1 ball, 1 strike as he curved it in and just didn't get the right drop. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on 1 and 2 for Santa Fe. The right-handed pitch popped way up into the air, and one of the few that we've seen pop up from Santa Fe. And Georgetown center fielder Landon Broad has the grab for the 2nd out. We need more of those, Dennis.
Yes, we do, but a good job right there by Jared to come in and get the pop-up off the 2-hitter. So their number 3 hitters up, 2 down with runners at 1st and 2nd.
I thought there for a moment the bat had broken, but it was laying in the grass and it was partially covered up, Dennis. 3rd in the order, the 3rd baseman, number 27, Grant Pfaff.
If it broke, we need a new aluminum bat.
I was about to say, you can't really break those. You don't play with the wooden ones here. 1-2 count.
You might bend it a lot, but you generally don't break it.
Or 1-0 count, beg your pardon. Yeah, I was about to say, it was kind of looked awkward. And they make these bats now, these composites. It's just unbelievable, the technology that goes into this game. Next pitch, didn't get the benefit of a strike call.
Man.
It's 2 balls, no strikes on 2 outs to Pfaff. A lot of Georgetown fans, still high energy over here tonight. 2-0 count. Pierce looks over his left shoulder, right leg up, left-handed delivery. Got him in the corner for a strike, 2-1. There you go.
Real nice pitch by Jared right there to work the inside corner, although I think Pfaff probably taken all the way at 2-0. But a real nice pitch from Jared.
Appreciate my wonderful mother, Shirley Hip, listening. 2-1 to the outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Oh, my goodness, you don't want to walk here. It'll load the bases with 2 outs.
Right, Rob, not for the 4-hitter.
Grant Pfaff is 1 for 2, trying to go 2 for 3. 3-1. Pitch on the way. Got him! Looking for the 2nd strike. Payoff pitch coming up here for Jared Pierce, 3-2.
Same pitch, same strike 1. Inside corner. Pfaff gave up on it early. Runners will be in motion is the only problem here.
3-2 on the way. He'll hit this one hard over to right. It should drop as Thompson makes the grab, and that'll do it. Great job by Pierce, able to settle things down. But again, Dennis, not before damage was done and more insurance added here in this inning. Santa Fe picking up 1 run in the inning. They get that 1 run on no hits. There was 1 error and 2 left on base. We're through 6. The all-important 7th coming up. We'll step aside as I want to thank our sponsors. We'll be right back after this. 2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Well, back here in Brenham, Texas, on the campus of Blinn College, From Leroy Dreyer Baseball Field, thank you for joining us. 6-0, the final 3 outs for the Eagles. They'll try to get a rally going here, but they have got their work cut out for them. It has been a night of the Indians of Santa Fe taking care of business. Dennis, a tough one, but Georgetown still a little bit of life as they will start to lead things off here. And they're 4, 5, and 6. Ty Tilson will try to lead that comeback charge.
Well, as we say all the time, and we said it already tonight, Eagle fight never dies. These kids will not give up. This is a tough hill to climb, but yet, as a good old superintendent from Georgetown said many years ago, no hill's too tough for an Eagle to climb.
First pitch on the way, high and a ball, 1-0 early count to Ty Tilson.
Starts with Ty Tilson, Rob. Starts with a base runner.
Next one, a ball as well, 2-0 count.
Indian faithful wanting that pitch, but a pitch that we're behind the plate, folks, that rode inside for ball 2.
Swung on the third pitch, 2-1 the count. Ty Tilson tonight, 0 for 2. Struck out swinging for the first, back in the second, reached on the choice back in the fourth. Again, has counted 2-1. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, 2-2. Man, the heat by Schubert continuing tonight. Wonder how many pitches he's getting into now. I mean, he's really brought these batters through, honestly, Dennis, very quickly this evening.
Galen probably has that pitch count, but trust me, if he's well shy of 110, he'll be out there to the end.
2-2, chopped over to third as Pfaff will make the grab, and it bounces off of him. And that'll be an error, and Georgetown will take the base. On a 2-2 pitch, an error by the third baseman, Pfaff. Georgetown will reach. They needed to get on. They don't care how they get on. They got on. And that is hopefully your first run of the night there at first base. That'll bring up fifth in the order, the designated hitter, number 6, Wesley Dixon.
Well, Rob, that's how you get a rally started, not only a base runner, but an error. 88 pitches is what the count looks like on Schubert. Still well shy of 110.
First pitch, though, to Dixon. Got him across for the strike, 0-1.
But the error on Pfaff at third and the base runner, 2 mental errors. Eagles can build on it and capitalize.
0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Too high into the inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Georgetown trails 6-0. Their final 3 outs unless they can get a rally. Someone blowing bubbles out here. Now it's moving on to the field. Wonder, can you call a bubble timeout? 1-1 to the outside. Georgetown runner quickly back over at first. It was a good arm there by Beasley to Stevens. The count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Told Galen not to bring those bubbles to the games anymore, Galen. He just stuck his tongue out at me, friends. 2-1 count. There's one way out there. Man, that bubble's going all the way to left center. Pitch too high up. 3 balls, 1 strike. Schubert's starting to lose a little here. He's been in a few 3-2 situations. He's been able to work out of all of them tonight. The options here for Dixon. He wants a good pitch. That was a good one, but he didn't bite. 3-2.
That was a good pitch, but I still don't blame Wesley for taking that pitch at all. Had that pitch been called up a little bit, we have 2 runners on. Now at 3-2, got to put it in play.
Payoff pitch on the way. Dixon pops this one up. And it doesn't pop the right way over to the first baseman, and he'll have the grab for the first out as Stevens puts his glove up. 2 away, Santa Fe from taking game 1. Bring up 6 in the order, the right fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson. He's 0 for 2. As Joshua Harris would say, when you're 0 for 2, man, you are due. He struck out swinging and looking in the second and the fourth. One away. Georgetown trying to get a rally. Pitch on the way. To the outside, 1 ball, no strikes on Noah Thompson.
Eagles would duly rob right here. Of course, we need 6 runs. But should we fall in this game tonight, we'd like to go down fighting to put a run or 2 or 3 on the board.
Next delivery. Looks same as the first one. That one, though, called a strike, 1-1.
Santa Fe is not taking any chances. They have somebody warming up in the bullpen down there.
Can't see that number from here.
Yeah, my eyes aren't that good.
They don't have numbers on the front either. This pitch will get away from the catcher on a wild pitch. Advance the runner over to second.
No, foul ball.
Oh, it is foul.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon. Didn't see that.
Yeah, plate umpire not only threw his hands up, he pulled the ball out to throw it back. And I was going, we got a foul ball, folks. Where are we going? Chopped foul, if you will, at the plate.
I got to scoot over a little bit. I was blocked. No, you're okay, didn't I? I was leaning to my left too far. This pitch to the inside, and the count 2-2 on Noah Thompson. Again, one away here in the top of the 7th inning as Santa Fe is the designated home team. They just need 2 more outs to walk out of here with the Game 1 victory over the number 1 ranked team in the state. This pitch, though, too far to the outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and yet again another payoff pitch.
Santa Fe again, fans looking for a call on a ball that is well off the plate, so that 3-2 count is a good count for Thompson.
Payoff on the way. And for the very first time tonight, Schubert will allow a runner to walk. That is the first walk of the night, and it took it all the way to the 7th inning. I was about to say that Schubert, up until that point, was 4 for 4 on payoff pitches, being able to retire the batsman. And here on this one, the reach on a walk, Noah Thompson. That's 2 on. And if I'm wrong, correct me, but I thought that was the first walk of the night.
I believe it is. You're right. Ronnie Wolf coming out to talk to Schubert for just a minute. Just try to settle him down a little bit. He's probably amped up trying to get this victory tonight over, as you said several times. Our Eagles are the number 1 team in the state. A loss here tonight couldn't or wouldn't or shouldn't change that at all. They're still that good a ball club. They deserve that number 1 spot at 36-2-1 on the season.
Not to correct you, that was Taylor out there, Coach Wolf's son. The pitching coach. Had a chance to talk to him before this game. Really enjoyed just a brief conversation. A lot to be proud of in that Santa Fe community with the coaching staff, the kids. Georgetown trying to stay alive here. Dennis, the 3rd potential run at home plate for the Eagles. They trail 6-0. That's Grant Wood. The pitch on the way to Wood. Too high upstairs. 1-0 count, Grant Wood.
Perhaps Schubert might be tiring just a little bit. In the upper 80s, approaching 90 on his pitches. But I believe they want to stay with the big fella and try to get through this ball game.
1-0 count. Runners on 1 and 2 for the Eagles. Pitch on the way. Too high again. 2-0. Well, it's never over till it's over.
No, it's not. Bullpen action now silent for the Indians. They did have a righty up throwing just a minute ago.
One of the assistant coaches out there calling direction. Next pitch again, too close inside, 3-0. First time that Schubert has been a 3-0 count this afternoon, or this evening now.
And that's a good indicator, Rob, that he is absolutely wore out, taking a big, deep breath, can't pull the ball down and get it over the plate. Close to back-to-back walks to load the bases.
1 away, 3-0. This one in the zone for a strike, 3-1. I think if you're Wood, you just let him come here.
Yeah, I would stay off of this pitch as well. If it's down the middle dead red, Grant's got to put it in play. But
pitch on, and another walk.
So, Rob, some interesting perspective from the bullpen down here. He's got a flat fastball and a show-me slider. Dennis, does that look like what you're seeing up there? That's what some of the pitchers are telling me down here.
So we're going to see a pitch and change.
Yeah, we will see a pitch and change. That's the baseball book of lingo, David.
Yeah, I had to ask again. I was like, what was that?
Well, somebody makes up the lingo. Who is the new pitcher that we got out here? Now, head coach Wolf is out there, and that will do it for Schubert. Man, he goes 6 1/3 innings. What a night for Schubert. 6 1/3 innings. Only allows 3 hits. No runs as of now, but he's responsible for all the bases that are loaded for the Eagles. He strikes out 7. Walks only 1. Dennis?
Right now, anything in the gap definitely will score 2, could score 3. Didn't get the number. He was turned to the right, trying to get it all the way in. David's probably got it from where he is.
Yeah, there's the number of that pitcher. I see a 2. Is it a 2?
2-4.
2-4. That will be Mr. Jeremy Shepard.
Jeff Gordon.
Another junior.
So Jeremy Shepard on the mound here for Santa Fe, David said, Jeff Gordon needs to get NASCAR mixed into baseball. Hey, well, it might as well be a race car with the way that Santa Fe is taking care of business here. We'll see if Shepherd can do something here. But Georgetown in a great situation now as they got bases loaded. Only one away, that one out coming off of Wesley Dixon's bat. He popped it up for the first out over at first. He was the second batsman of this inning. Georgetown, nothing's over till it's over, Dennis, and the life is still alive here. Your fourth potential run at home plate right now.
Rob, I like the vibe that's going on right now with Georgetown. I think among our fans, they're feeling a comeback. I think the kids are feeling it. A timely base hit, especially something in the gap, could really set the tone for an amazing comeback here for your Eagles.
Yeah, Dennis, you're exactly right. I mean, we've had innings where you'll score 6, 7, 10 runs. I mean, it's entirely possible even with one out.
Absolutely, David. We just need that base hit right here with Zach at the plate.
Well, I just watched Grant Wood. He's still having fun out there as he was kind of joking as he was running back over to first base a few moments ago. Now his head's back in the game. A nice leadoff here. Bases loaded. One away for the Eagles, trailing 6-0 in the final opportunity. That first pitch off of Shepherd's right arm is a ball, 1-0 count. A walk would force a run.
Regardless of how things come out, Rob, I like the effort. I like everything Georgetown's doing right now. We'll take this into tomorrow night when we're the home team.
Eagle fight never dies.
You are right.
1-0 pitch to the outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
And along with that, David, the hardest out to get in high school baseball or any sport at all is the last one.
Schubert stayed in the game. He went to first base.
Well, he bats fourth, so that makes sense.
2-0 pitch. This one in the zone for a strike, 2-1.
So that would have brought Stevens probably out of the ball games then, Dalton Stevens. And Schubert went over to first.
Just remember, this is the first time Georgie Juniors came with us to the game. 2-1 pitch. This one hit foul off the first base line, 2-2. Talking about the stuffed animal mascot that Joshua Harris left in our box. I had to bring him today. Georgie, of course, the mascot of the Georgetown Eagles. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded for the Eagles. Trailing 6-0 here in the top of the 7th. This pitch hit hard. It bounces off the glove. Garza still able to make the grab. The double play, though, not successful. Georgetown does score 1 run.
So Zach with the fielder starts ground ball, puts the Eagles on the board. That is so important. No matter what the outcome is, takes away the shutout. The Eagles know they can score. We can take this tomorrow. Jack Markey will pinch hit.
And again, let's see if the Eagles can do some of their best work with 2 outs. We've seen that all season. It's fascinating.
Markey.
David, it's a mark of a winner. They use all 3 outs in an inning, and that's what Georgetown does. They'll score with no outs, 1 out, and they score with 2. It's a mark of a good ball club.
Absolutely.
When you score with 2 runs.
Again,
2 outs, excuse me.
Jack Markey here at bat now in his 30th at bat of the season. 138 average, 265 on base. This is a good opportunity to get those numbers up. The first pitch out of his reach, 1-0 count.
Caught a little bit of the plate, but a little bit low for ball 1. So again, Indian faithful to our left. Having a hard time understanding the strike zone, but that was a good call.
1-0. That time got him in the zone, even the count at 1-1. Shepherd on the mound trying to get this one over with. His team leading 6-1. Here in the top of the 7th. Right-handed delivery on the way. Fouled into the back of the concrete. 1-2. 1 strike away.
First off-speed pitch that we've seen from Shepherd. Nothing but the hard stuff, and then the off-speed pitch. Looks to be a pretty good curveball. He may come back with it again at 1-2.
The Santa Fe fans, and rightfully so, on their feet. Their team has been phenomenal tonight against the number 1 team in the state of Texas, 5A. The 1-2 pitch. This one will go foul off the first base side, and staying alive is Markey. A hit here would score for the Eagles. One, 2, right hand on the way. This one over to second, flips it, and that'll be the game. Santa Fe, an outstanding performance by the Indians. as Georgetown highly favored in this contest. The Indians say, we don't care, and they take this game 6-1 tonight. The Eagles, though, they avoid the shutout. They'll be back ready to play tomorrow at 7 p.m. in Bryan, Texas at Bomber Stadium. No interviews tonight, Dennis. We'll keep it right here as we close this one out.
Well, Rob, I tell you what, if you take anything from this ball game, you look back. There were some mistakes that the Eagles made back in the 3-run fourth inning that set the tone for this game. Eagles not able to bounce back. Very uncharacteristic. Your Eagles don't look for that in every ball game. They will come back tomorrow night. They will come back tomorrow night as the home team. They will come back tomorrow night with probably Grant Wood on the mound. Grant Wood has generally thrown the first game of the playoffs. Eagles switched it up tonight. A little bit of a gamble. Didn't quite work out to where they wanted it to. But tomorrow night, they'll come out behind Grant Wood and battle you for Game 3 on Saturday.
Galen, a tough loss for the Georgetown Eagles, unfamiliar territory. You know, if you got to lose one, you better go ahead and just get it out of the way so you can get those next two and move on to the next round. But Georgetown, now they look ahead. They say, look, now we're in a win-or-go-home situation. The composure of this team has been phenomenal all season. They've been used to winning. A little bit of defeat, good for them in a way, because they're going to come out firing tomorrow, Galen.
They will, and they're going into familiar surroundings tomorrow, a place where they've been highly successful.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that nobody likes to lose Game 1. Nobody likes to go into elimination game. Eagles haven't faced that throughout the playoffs. So the resiliency of this team will show itself tomorrow, I trust, without question. Again, I'm expecting to see Grant on the mound. I'm expecting to see a slightly different ball club that'll take the field tomorrow. I love the fact that we're a home team. I love the fact that we'll always have that last at bat throughout the ball game. Rob, a little bit of a blip, 6-1 loss. Nobody expected that. But this Indian team's good. You can't take it away from them. They're a very good ball club, so the Eagles have to be on the top of their game tomorrow. But I look for us to bounce back, and I look for us to be ready for Game 2, because that's exactly how we'll play it. We'll play it as Game 2. There's no Game 3. We won't worry about that. We'll just simply play Game 2 tomorrow.
We'll have that call right back here on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. Georgetown, a rare loss. You go all the way back to March, their last loss, if I'm not mistaken, in preseason tournament-type play. That was their last loss all the way back to there. And, David, just a tough night for the Eagles. But, again, they'll come back. This is a team with a lot of grit. As we talk about, going back to where that last loss was, it was actually on March the 9th versus South Lake Carroll. That was their second and only loss of the season. At that point, they were 13-2-1. They lost that one 7-5. A much different night tonight, though, as they played Santa Fe back on the second. They were victorious 10-1 in that one. So that's the way it goes tonight.
And I'm not seeing any, really serious frustration from the Eagles. There's no, throwing things or anything like that. They're just extremely calm. And I just think this wasn't their night. Santa Fe had their number. Santa Fe's bats were on fire tonight. And Georgetown just, for the last two games, really struggled in the batting. And I think this bus ride home tonight in the charter, there'll be a lot of serious conversation from the coaches, and they'll be visiting in the morning about it. And I believe they'll be on point tomorrow, because it's win or go home tomorrow in Bryan at Bomber Stadium.
Yeah, and, we always interview players and coaches, but after this one, it's been a long time since they've lost. We didn't want to get in the way. I know Coach wants to talk to his kids and rally them, so we didn't want to step down there tonight and interfere with any of that. That's why we're not getting those post-game interviews. I know that Coach would have been okay with it, but I just wanted to give him a little room tonight. He's down there talking with his kids, and we respect and love our Eagles, man, and we want them to hear every word of what Coach has to say tonight, and they will. And we're looking forward to a Game 2. Hats off to Santa Fe. I talk about the love we have for that community. Such wonderful folks. I talked to many of them. I talked to some of the coaching staff before the game. You got to give your hats off. A Georgetown team that normally doesn't commit errors and takes advantage of errors. Tonight it was a flip script. Georgetown committing the errors. Santa Fe taking full advantage of every one of those errors tonight.
And Santa Fe came to play. There was no question about it. They put the ball in play as they did. The few mistakes that we made, they capitalized on it. That's what, as you said, Georgetown normally does. I can pretty much assure you that what Coach Foster is telling his team down there, he's not worried about this at all. You don't get worried about a loss in a game like this. You simply come out and say, hey, we're who we are. Tonight was their night. Tomorrow night and Saturday need to be ours. That's the message he'll preach. These kids aren't going to be David hit it on the nose. They're not upset. They know they can win 2 ball games. They can win 2 in a row. They've been doing it all the way through the playoffs. So I know right now what Coach is telling those kids is, hey, we're going home. We're going to rest. We're going to get ready to come back tomorrow, and we're going to tie this thing up 1-1.
And here's the good news. Tomorrow, and we don't want to, just go ahead and say Georgetown's going to get the victory. They're going to have to put up a fight. This is a tough Santa Fe team. If Georgetown, and I believe they will, come out and get the victory tomorrow, the good news is you don't have a doubleheader. Then you come back and play on Saturday.
Absolutely.
So you've got a lot of rest time in between those games.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why you don't play that way in this deep in the playoffs. You don't want to have to go a third game where everybody's tired. You want everybody rested to play a third game. That's why when you get in the semis and the finals, you play a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You try not to play double hitters because you don't want to have to come out and win 2 in the same night.
It almost felt like this game was needed just to get their rhythm back. And and I didn't really want to say this at the beginning of the broadcast, but I just kind of noticed they weren't as peppy as they normally were, kind of pregame and run around. It seemed like they might be still a little tired from that, game the other day. But, maybe a loss like this sharpens them up, makes them more crisp, and they clean up every aspect they need to clean up because they are loaded with talent. With this many seniors on this team and this many college prospects, I think they're going to clean up what they need to clean up.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I think right now that we stood across our side of the diamond and we stared face to face with the Indians and realized they've got a good ball club, that we've got to come out with a little different preparation. We've got to come out with a little different mentality and how to play that ball game. And that's one of the things that I've always thought about Adam and Dusty and even Jordan. That's what they do. That's what they prepare this team for. Do I think Adam thought we were going to lose this ball game tonight? Absolutely not. Adam thought we were going to take this ball game. We didn't. The way we change that is they come back with the same mindset that we go back to when we win ball games, and that's how we'll do it.
The fascinating thing was, hats off to Santa Fe. They've got a great program, and when you get off the bus, Georgetown won the get off the bus look. Okay, they're bigger, they're stronger. They look like a college ball program, and Santa Fe, they're at least a foot shorter than every kid on. But their bats did really well tonight.
Well, so. David, they're very pesky, and if you look all the way through the playoffs, they play close ball games. They don't put 10, 11, 12, 15 runs on the board. They will beat you just like this. They'll beat you 6-0 or 5-1 or whatever the case may be, 6-1 tonight. That's the kind of ball club they are. They play that way. They play close to the vest, and they know that if they can just get deep in the ball game and get a 3 or 4 run lead, apparently Schubert, as solid as he was, and then Shepard, who came in and shut it down, they know what they've got on the back end. So that's the way they play. That's
Galen,
their ball game.
And Galen, final thoughts on your end, Galen. You've been quiet over there, so we could let you get in on it.
I agree with everybody. You've got to come off the bus tomorrow ready to play. You've got to forget about this game. There's only one game that matters tomorrow, and that's tomorrow's game.
Absolutely.
And then Saturday, if they win tomorrow, then the only game that matters is Saturday's game.
That's right. Well, Galen, appreciate you. David, awesome commentary there from that awesome perspective you always have. Dennis, appreciate you. Nathan Height helping tonight as well as scoreboard. One final time, we want to thank our sponsors, Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, the Central Texas Business Association, Joel Holcomb with Advocare, Tiffany Palmer Realtor, Ida Edwards Realtor, Bob Holt, the author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you, everyone, for your support. On behalf of all of our crew here again tonight, Mr. Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki, David England, and Nathan Hyde, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you tonight we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there tonight needs you. One final time, the score tonight as Santa Fe takes game 1, victorious 6-1. We will catch up with you tomorrow. If you can get down to Bryan, please come support your Eagles. Let's have a sea of blue as we need you. 6-1 the final. Santa Fe takes game 1. Good night and God bless from Blinn Junior College here in Brenham, Texas. Good night.